What's up, everybody? Welcome. We are here. We are live. Round one of the 2025 NFL Draft. We are going to be covering this entire first round, give you all the reactions, pick by pick. We're in for an exciting first round, day one. What's up, Odysseus, baby? How are you? Appreciate you. What's up, the GOAT? The man himself. It is going down. It is going down. Who's soaked, baby? The commissioner Rhino will be joining us any moment now. We also might have another special guest. The one and only Solo Goat has an invitation, has a standing invitation, as do you guys. All you have to do is just let me know. Look, Shepard, I want to come on. I want to be amongst you guys. I want to go freaking nuts with you guys, and then you just go nuts with us. There's the commissioner. The commissioner is ready.
Almost ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and goats.
Let's freaking go, man. Let's see some dad madness going on, man. Let's see some madness.
We made it. We're ready.
Yeah, I did, dude. I hustled, bro. I hustled.
I know you did. Just some quick programming notes. Yes, I am going to have the NFL Network shared with our screen here. Just for some greater theater. But I do want to put the disclaimer out. We are probably a couple of ticks delayed here. Okay, if you're watching in the confines of wherever you are watching, you are probably a couple of ticks ahead of what we have on screen. B, right now the volume is off. That way we're not talking. I'm not talking over Rich Eisen. I don't want to talk over Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen won't want to talk over the goats. I will put the volume on when I know that either Roger Goodell's going to put the pick in, or whether or not we've got, oh my God, this guy's riding a bicycle. Yeah, we're about to go. We are a go. We are a go fight. Do we have time for a quick, one last bold freaking prediction? One last bold prediction, Rhino.
One last bold prediction.
Just the boldest of bold.
All right, let's do this. Rams trade up for either Warren or move all the way up for Hunter.
The Rams trade up for either Warren or Hunter.
Right? Why not? That's bold, right?
That's absolutely out of this world bold. I did not sleep at all last night. I slept. I barely slept a couple of hours, and that was like from 7 to 10 this morning.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I was kind of like, I wasn't dreaming, right? As I'm laying there in the bed, I'm not dreaming, but I've got visions. I had visions. I've got hallucinations. I've got all sorts of shit. I saw the whole board. And the draft, pick by pick by pick. This is what I can tell you. Shador did drop on this board. He did drop. He dropped to some crazy team, though. It wasn't the Steelers. And I wish I could tell you who it was. But the other takeaway I can make from that board, from my visions, it was a very chalky draft. Now that's not what we're hearing today, though. It's not.
No.
It's not. Anyway, let's get the volume up. We're here to have fun, fellas. We're here to watch this along with you. We are here to react to the picks. Therefore, I need to hear the picks. So let's get this on.
Pick number one, Shador Sanders.
May be small, but it's mighty. Thank you all.
We're hearing
us here tonight.
We're hearing a lot of talk about the Browns maybe getting out of this pick.
Yeah.
That'd be absolutely fucking wild to me. Wild. What are you doing? What are you doing then?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And Bears moving up. Well, they need a lot of people, so they can get, if they can move back to like the 10th spot or something or whatever.
But this isn't
and pick a first next year and a second
Over
and a
the
third
next
this year.
3 days,
Yeah, but
we will welcome in the next generation of
Then they can
stars
move back
into
in
the
later
NFL
rounds too. But like they
and
have,
bring
I
hope
think,
to
two
every NFL
seconds
team.
right now, if I remember
We
right.
may have a few surprises
here's my
for you
thing.
tonight.
Here's my thing with that. A, I'm not
But
sure if this
first,
draft class is really
let's
that
hear
good
from
for
some
that.
of your Packer greats.
B,
Please welcome
what's wrong with drafting Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter? My preference would be draft Travis Hunter,
Oh yeah,
Jordy Nelson,
let Abdul Carter fall to the Giants where he should be landing,
Mason
and
Crosby,
if anything, one of my bold predictions. Now this wasn't in the dream or the premonitions,
James Jones,
but I could see Cleveland trading back into the
Packer
first
superfan,
if
Earl
they
Ray.
do in fact draft Travis Hunter. It would make a ton of sense to get Shador at that point. Try to beat Pittsburgh at their own game,
Roger,
if that's even Pittsburgh's game.
With the president, Donald Trump, he asked me to pass a message along to all 32 NFL franchises. So let me tell you what it reads here, all right?
Could you believe the amount of people there?
it's a shitload of people. Somewhere Melissa's there.
My fellow Americans,
Somewhere.
the Bears still
Somewhere.
suck!
I saw some of that WOFF, Kelly and some of them that are there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would think that the person that you just mentioned would want to attempt to link up with them. You take some photos, meet new people, make new friends.
Right.
The dairy world.
I don't see it. I mean, I wish that were to happen. I really do.
Time to get the
It's
show
just
started.
sometimes that's not in the
Are you
cards.
ready?
Let's go. We are ready. We are ready.
I've been ready for
2025 NFL draft.
No
is
more
now officially
predicting.
open.
No more guessing. Here it is,
The
baby.
Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
Yeah, let's just send them out
All
now.
right. So, I don't know if that was the first surprise that Roger.
They're not milk the damn clock either, man.
In store, Illinois, not a swing state. Reminder.
So here we go. The Tennessee Titans draft room. In
What's
Nashville,
Cam Ward
Tennessee,
ceiling?
where we had a terrific
And
draft
40,
a few
think.
years ago, where Pat McAfee burst onto the scene right there in Lower Broadway.
his
Here
rookie
we are
season?
with the Titans now, 30 seconds
Overall.
in. And Will
Well, I mean, I think he could have a good career. I think he could have a very good career. I think he's got the right head coach. I don't think there's a lot around him. And that includes like Tyler Lockett. It's not moving any needles here.
No, but that's not bad. But that's not a bad signing though either. A good veteran locker dude.
We know Tennessee has to get some more weapons for him now.
They went out free, they got a couple offensive
But to
linemen
answer the
come in.
question,
They
like
tried to make
directly,
this young quarterback friendly for
I mean, this
someone
dude
like
could
Cam
throw
Ward.
close to
And Cam Ward
25, 30
coming into the
touchdowns.
season, you're talking about
Yeah.
I just
somebody
hope,
who's viewed as
I hope the
maybe a day two
turnovers
pick.
limited.
But man, we have
I
seen
think
this
he's
pattern
got some
happen
rushing
over
upside.
and over again.
What
Who
we're led
guys
on to
stay in
believe. He
college,
moves that
they play that extra
in the
year, and
pocket.
they
I know he
vault
wants to
themselves,
sling
in
the
this
rock,
case, all the way up to
but
the
he
top
may have
pick
to
in the
bail on
draft.
some plays. That's
He
going to
has the
add to some
upside,
rushing
the
upside.
ceiling when he
Yeah.
gets there to compete
He's
with all
he's
the
going to
other
be
top
he's going to be a
quarterbacks
borderline
within the
fantasy
AFC.
starter.
That's
I don't
the
know
type
if it's
of
going to
ability he
be
has.
this
He's not there
season,
right
but
now, CD,
he's going to be
but there's plenty
borderline.
to dream on,
Would you
and
play
this
him in
is
the super
one
flex
competitive
position?
kid.
And you're talking about competing in your
Or
division.
the super flex
in case of CJ
position.
Stroud, that's your first and foremost. But I think that he has
Not
earned this
right
spot,
away,
Joel
yeah,
and
but
Rich,
yeah,
because
you're
of this.
not gonna want to start him
Tennessee
on
Titans made
week
him earn it through the
one. You
process.
definitely
I
need
don't
to
think
see
they
what
went
No.
into the idea
what this
that a
man looks
quarterback
like.
was absolutely going to be their pick
Unless you
number
have to
one.
start him week
They
one
were hoping
because
Well,
for that King's ransom
your
to John
your
Roberts
quarterback
again
room is that
2016
bad. You
when
know.
he
you
was
have
the GM.
if you have
Someone
to, it's a
makes us an
different
offer.
story.
We need help
But
everywhere on this roster. But as they
You
kept
just have to go
going
to
through
ebb
the
and flow to
process,
his game.
kept evaluating, kept going
You
through
know, I
things, Cam Ward
I think it would be unfair to say that he'll
earned their
put up
respect,
anything like
and
Jaden
they hope that he
Daniels
will
rookie
be
numbers.
their Steve
No.
McNair
So
going
I
forward.
mean, like
as this franchise
if
gets
you want to
kickstarted
split the
once again.
difference
Yeah,
between
that's
what
nothing new for him, though. Yeah,
Caleb
that's the
did
beauty of it.
last
At least,
season,
when I'm
what
sitting here and I'm
Jaden
looking at a guy
Daniels
that
did
was a
last season,
no-star
split the
recruit,
difference there.
he barely got
Fall in
recruited to
line
Incarnate
somewhere
Word.
somewhere
Their head
around Bo
coach was
Nix,
Eric
and that
Morris
would
at
be a
the time.
pretty
Eric
solid.
Morris was the offensive
That's not a
coordinator at
bad
Texas
year. It's
Tech
not a
when
bad
Patrick
season.
Mahomes was a Red
I think
Raider,
Bo
and
Nix
Derek
has more
Morris was
rushing
there at
upside than
Incarnate
Cam
Word,
Ward,
and he
but
took the
that's,
job at
again,
Washington State.
we're talking
Guess
about
where
just
Cam Ward
quarterbacks.
went? To
I
Washington
guess
State.
Washington
Yeah,
State.
and
Yeah,
he,
that's
what
exactly
he has
right. And then
that
he winds up
Daniels
at
didn't have those
Miami.
too.
And
He has
again,
actually
star
a
recruit,
decent running game
one
with
offer
Pollard
to go
and
to
Spears.
Incarnate Word, winds
So I
up
think
at
they'll
Miami
lean
as
on the
last
running
year's
game more
consensus All-American is
to,
going to get
to start
selected
with
number 1
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
not.
draft. So you're
until
talking
they
about a guy
open up
just
the
earning it
offense
in this
for him.
process.
They're not
He's
going to just
earned
throw a
it
whole
since
book
day
at him and
one.
have him
And
go,
to
okay,
DJ's
you
college
go.
and to DJ's
Yeah, I'm not.
They'll bring it along
him
slowly.
coming up through all this. This
I'm not sold on those two
Washington
either.
State to this, yeah, competitive, but he could
I'm
have
not.
come
I'm
out
not.
of
I'm
the
not sold.
draft
Tennessee
Right.
is right now.
that.
I
Took
mean, right.
the extra year with
That's the
Miami
whole thing. I'm
and
not sold
vaulted
on them,
himself
but
into
yeah,
this position.
Tennessee
That's
might
what
be.
DJ's talking
So
about
Yeah.
the number of these quarterbacks in recent years.
I think he made more
Come
money
on, put the
last year.
pick in already.
Right now,
Shit.
he's stuck in the vortex of the Titans apparently taking one for the team by taking all 10 minutes instead of just handing in a card.
yeah, they
with
got to
his
do a
name
little
on it,
drama,
like
a
we've
little
expected them
theater.
to do over
No,
the
we
last
don't.
few weeks. Kurt Warner, you've got the floor.
We know what's
Guys,
going to happen.
DJ talked about him maybe not being
Let me
quite
see if I
there
can get this
yet. That
screen.
reminds me a little bit of a guy named
A little
Patrick
better. We
Mahomes,
want
where
to.
you
We want
watched him
former
in college, and he wasn't
Super Bowl
always clean
champion for the
with his
LA Rams
technique.
quarterback.
And sometimes
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait for them to show the Dallas freaking war room.
and the competitiveness, and that's what I see in Cam Ward. He has got
Me
those
neither.
things, and that
Oh.
arm strength.
We're
the
We're
ability
gonna
to
see the
fly
Dallas
to
War
different
Room soon.
platforms is what makes you
Yeah.
fall in love with
Might be,
Cam
yeah.
Ward. And so
There's
bring
there's
that
been talk about them moving up
bring that
too.
talent, clean it up a little bit, and I think Tennessee's got a really, really good quarterback.
And we just saw
Even
Brian
if they don't move
Callahan
up, we're
on
gonna
the
see them
phone, and they're
soon.
beginning to
We're gonna see
pass
them
it around,
soon.
which
They
means,
pick up.
we're close. In the meantime, Daniel, let's take a look at some tape of Cam Ward.
Yeah, this is going to be fun tape to watch. A live arm. The comparison.
I
for
sent
me,
Solo
body
that
type,
link.
Play style had some Baker Mayfield
Did you?
to it.
See if
he
and
wants
a
to come
strong,
on.
sturdy presence within the pocket.
Yeah,
How
I
about the
sent it
power
in
arm?
the
Watch him
email.
get his feet in the ground and drive this ball into a tight
Yeah,
window.
he's
Warm.
The
I'm
strength
warm
of the
here.
pocket. CD, you mentioned Steve McNair.
He
This
wanted
looks
to come
a little
on.
like
I
McNair. His
talked to him
ability
last
to
night
shrug
before.
off a tackle
He
and
just
still
texted me while I was
throw
trying to go to
accurately
sleep.
down the field. Think about Caleb Williams last year, the ability to escape and
Calvin
break. He
Ridley.
has some of those elements to his game. But as we're talking about things that need to clean up, there's times he's just
They need
trying
another
to do
receiver.
a little extra, trying to make that
They're gonna-
special play,
they
which
need
has
more
resulted in
weapons.
some mistakes.
For Tennessee?
Here,
Well, yeah, they need another wide receiver.
Yeah,
he's gifted. There's things
mean-
to clean up, but I'm excited about him, guys.
Yeah,
When I
they'll-
reached out to
they'll
Shannon
draft a
Watson, the
receiver.
offensive coordinator at Miami, he talked about
But at
the
least
energy
maybe
and
lock it as a
positivity he
safety,
has and his ability to
a
handle
safety net,
adversity.
just in case
How
something
about this
happens, you don't
number?
get
In
the receiver
13
they want.
drives after a turnover last year at Miami, 7 touchdowns, 3 field goals for this
Those
kid.
people, man. Good lord.
Ian Rappaport, let's send things to you.
Which my understanding is the Tennessee Titans had significant interest from other teams in trading for the #1 overall pick. Cleveland Browns called, the Giants called, offered next year's one. The New Orleans Saints inquired, no deal. The Titans had their guy, their leader for the future.
They
30
offered
seconds
next
into the
year's
Browns
one.
being on the
Can you
clock,
imagine?
second
Yeah, can you imagine
overall,
if they would have done that?
presumably
The Titans
Kevin
freaking
is
Titans
now
fan base
officially
would
in play. So
If
is
they
gone off.
offered,
overall
if
pick
they
in
offered
this
the
draft.
2026
Waiting
one
word of what the Browns are going to do.
this
They may
year,
choose third overall.
they
In case you're
then we
wondering,
already know if that
the
report is
last time
accurate,
the
then we
Tennessee
already know
Titans
that they're inclined to
chose a
offer
#1
the
overall pick in
2027
draft,
one
stuck and
Mhm.
picked at #1
to get
overall.
up to
They were the
one for
Houston
Arch,
Oilers
and it's going to
back
take
in
more than that.
1978,
It's
and they
probably going to
chose
take
Earl
more
Campbell, who, as we all know,
for Arch
is in the
Manning than
Pro
it would
Football
be for
Hall
Cam
of Fame.
Ward.
No pressure.
And they
whoever
wouldn't
we're
take
about to
that
hear.
for
So
Cam
the
Ward.
commissioner's coming on out.
if he
But
comes
let's
out
not-
early though. That's I mean we're
Like, how's he going to play? How's he going to play his senior year there?
Certainly, if the name's not Cam
well. It's like
Ward,
something
they're gonna
I
put it out
every other band he has
there. I mean,
done
the
4
Tennessee
years.
Titans
So
said absolutely
know.
everybody from the top of the flow chart.
what if he has an off season this season and isn't the consensus #1? Then he'll stay another year.
And that's
You
not
know?
to just hand off that content to another team. Let's be honest.
You don't believe that, but
Then there's an entirely different problem altogether.
With his own 2 feet instead of 2 wheels.
All right, let's
to announce the
go.
first pick.
Roger getting booed.
Come on. With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
Now the draft starts.
So the
Yeah.
expected is now official.
nice dude.
And Cam Ward comes out of the green room.
Now let's see what's the over under on trades you think for the whole weekend. Let's do the whole weekend.
Oh, for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Got to include the one that went down today, which is a
I
bullshit trade.
saw that pop up and I got excited about it and I looked at it, I was like, why? That didn't make any sense.
To get an extra 5th round pick and to try to use that 5th round pick with another with their own 5th round pick,
Yeah.
try to get up into the. I don't see it. But total amounts of trades for 3 days, I'm gonna go with 8.
And the Jacksonville
Oh, damn.
Jaguars have moved up.
Okay.
Is that high? Is that high?
7 minutes
No,
until
that's
we
fine,
get
man. I like that.
at least in the meantime,
I was thinking probably 5.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him at the
Not
next
far
level.
off.
He's going to be able to expand the
I like
play,
it.
not only the play
8?
as it's designed,
You
but
already won there.
and create
A
as
bunch of
well.
shitty little trades on
Obviously,
day
Dave,
3.
As he
I
mentioned
mean,
the other day, he gets to go play with his favorite players, and Calvin Ridley and company, who he shouted out the other night.
And the other part about it is we probably haven't talked as much
It's a
about
well-spoken
how
kid
much
too.
he loves the game and
Have
absorbs.
you heard his interviews?
And creates.
Yeah.
Got a story about when he first got to Miami. First day of practice, able to go ahead and
I don't know
decipher
why that
defense,
always makes me
change
feel
things
better
very
when I hear
quickly.
them
We got
when they're
to ride with this
well-spoken.
young man very quickly.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Was it 4 years ago when Thibodeau, the Giants linebacker defense end, was doing interviews? I couldn't stand
Some
him.
of these guys don't. They don't understand that, or they don't realize that it's extremely important to use this.
They are in fact bold. They have agreed
Let's
to
just
terms
use
with
it.
the Browns to
Oh,
trade from
here we
number
go.
5 to number 2, with the Browns
Holy
receiving a
shit.
2nd rounder, number 36 overall, 126 overall
Holy
this year.
shit.
And
Wow.
next year's 1st round pick, could that potentially be used to get the Browns a quarterback of the future?
Damn.
Maybe. Now the Jacksonville Jaguars are in position to take a premium elite player in this draft.
Do they Travis Hunter then?
And a 1 next year, and the Browns
Damn.
are amassing those picks that you.
That's a
mentioned
good.
about. The Jacksonville
Good for the Browns,
Jaguars are
man.
now on the clock.
Wow.
Oh,
Travis Hunter, correct?
It sure feels that way, and I made sure to
If
get
it's
this quote
if
right
it's
from James
for if it's
Gladstone,
not
the
for
general
Travis
manager, at his
Hunter
press conference said,
Or
I
Abdul
think it's
Carter.
pretty simple from my perspective. We will prioritize people and players that are intangibly rich, and by doing so, they will elevate our ecosystem, our team, by being
Man, it
nothing more
better
than
not be
themselves. It's as
Genty.
simple as that. Charles,
I mean-
everything I know about Travis Hunter and talking to people that are around him, he
If
only
I'm
likes
Travis
3 things in
Hunter,
life. He likes catching touchdowns. He likes taking
I'm
the football away on
disappointed.
defense.
I
and
was
finishing.
probably
That's
getting
it.
ready and getting
Well, that's
settled
part of the
for
ecosystem.
Cleveland. Now I'm
Right?
going to
Didn't you just talk
Jacksonville.
about an ecosystem
That's
there?
if it
You
is
want
if
great
it
players.
is
That's
Travis
what
Hunter, it's a
Yeah.
better
all
spot for
this.
him. A lot
And
better
he's
spot
going
for
to
him.
get one in
Let's see.
Travis Hunter. I think they'll play him on offense first, but he's definitely going to play some defense there as well.
In the meantime, we say hello
think-
to Jamie Erdahl right
I
now.
think he'll play 50-50,
here on the
offense and
stage with the
defense.
first overall pick in the draft.
Cam, you got a lot of number ones in your life. You started with one offer from Incarnate Word. You are now the number 1 overall pick. How does this moment feel to you?
It's special. God did everything for me. Him, myself, my family. And I'm just blessed to be here. I'm ready to get
The
to work.
Browns are now armed to
Teammates,
select a
and
quarterback
just ready to get the process going.
in
We've
this
seen
or
you
next
playing
year's
football,
draft.
playing catch in the
Yeah.
back
They
all
currently
night long.
own
You're
3
staying
of
loose.
the
How
top
ready are you
36
to get to
picks, number
Tennessee
5,
and show them what you got?
33, and number
That's
36.
all I've been dreaming for.
See, they can move back in this
National
draft
Football League, and they're
now
messing with it, so I'm
and pick up
everything I've got.
They're
Sanders
gonna.
or Nova.
You would think so. You would think
Yeah.
so.
Very much, Jamie. Greatly appreciate
The
that.
Browns have traded the number 2 pick.
So the last time
Man,
It's funny because when we were doing mock drafts and we were talking about these kind of stuff, I had said a couple of times that both them and the Giants should trade back.
And the Browns select
NFL
Ashton
So
Genty.
trade for a rare
Oh, damn.
and
Nope,
talent.
at
They
the
are
number
coming out
2.
right now in
Did they?
Jacksonville.
No.
No.
The
No.
Giants are now
God.
on the clock. They know who it is. We're about to hear who it is here. And Joel, we had a throw to the
Okay,
stage
so we're
to
at
give
2
Cam
now.
Ward his
2
due.
trades.
That's, 2 cents to chime in.
On Cam?
Yeah. No, on Cam or whatever.
Well,
I'll give you the floor on whatever.
First of all, let me
talk
just finish up Cam because this guy started 57 games. He attempted 2,300 passes. If you look at guys that won the Super Bowl,
So you got a second and third, and next year's
career is 35 starts, about 1,200
next year's
attempts.
first.
So he's got the requisite experience
And
to
plus
come
the
in
fifth.
and play well. I think he'll continue.
Give
to grow.
Jacksonville the
I really
number
love
2
that
overall
for
pick.
Tennessee.
Cleveland
And then
gets the number
moving
5.
forward, guys, to this pick, Jacksonville moving up. We touched
second
on
and
this
a,
before the
and a
draft
third,
in
and the next year's
pre-show.
first.
You're
Solo!
with one stone here.
What's
That
up,
means-
Goat?
Is the best
That
wide
means
receiver in
Cleveland's
the
got
draft. He's also
three
the best corner
three
in the
second-round
draft.
draft
I
choices,
believe
3 of
that
them.
He should and will
Three.
play on both sides, and he'll contribute. And he's going to be a
And
great
2
player in
thirds.
this league.
Gives you the big plays on offense, and maybe he's the guy guarding Nico Collins. Houston
Travis Hunter to the Jacksonville
This is going to be a very
Jaguars.
interesting deal. But bottom line, DJ, you talked about
Him
this
and
last
Brian
night on the draft
Thomas.
show.
That's
Trevor
nice.
Wide
Lawrence.
receivers.
This is it, my man.
Yeah, I mean,
And we're
it's
giving you
nice.
Every opportunity.
It's
We're giving
nice.
you every
Again,
weapon we possibly can.
I don't know
That's
about his
exactly how
quarterback.
this
That's
feels
number
right
1.
now.
Number
This
2.
has got to be it for Trevor Lawrence.
And Hunter is such an amazing
Yeah, I mean, he
talent,
just
such
said
an
it. This
amazing
has got to
athlete,
be
and
it
he's
for
gonna
Trevor. I
see
mean, like, how many more
one-on-one
weapons do you
coverage
want to
with
arm
this
this
guy
dude
on the
with?
other side, and Brian
Mhm.
Thomas Jr., one of the best young players, regardless of position in the NFL. So it's all there. They got him a great play caller with an
I
offense.
think Liam Cohn will
he's got 2 big-time weapons. If this is where they go.
get him dialed in.
Here, we've got about 15 seconds till we hear the official. Who do you think Cleveland might choose 5th overall? Who do you think they move down if they're comfortable?
I'm curious if they go down again.
Yeah, move again, maybe.
Just commit to trying to get assets for next year. We'll see.
Hey,
This
DJ,
looks like
you didn't have this on your bingo
taking these
card.
quarterback classes
And if they don't drop
My
down,
guy,
Kurt Warner may have
DJ.
been on it about the run.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think anybody had their on their bingo card.
Reigning Walter Payton Man of the Year from Jacksonville, and he's
So
back
at
in the
this
commissioner.
point, where there was smoke, there was fire.
While
They've been
we
talking
are
about
here
all day.
tonight
Yep.
to celebrate the 32 young men entering the NFL, I'm honored to take a moment to recognize a player who's made a profound impact on and off the field.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that Ogden?
The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide,
Armstead.
recognizes one player
See,
each
this is-
year who best
This is why it
represents
takes 3
greatness
hours, by the way.
I know.
and compassion, both on and off the field and in the community. Tonight, we are proudly joined by the 2024 Walter Payton NFL Man of the
Okay,
Year,
come on.
Eric Armstead.
Usually on draft nights, I'm busy, so I'll record it for the first hour, and then I can go through all the scuff. I keep my phone upside down so I don't see it in the draft. All right, I'll ignore all text
to the
messages.
commissioner. Thank you to the Payton family and the NFL and
Come on,
Nationwide.
announce.
And also, too, tonight I want to encourage each player embarking on the NFL journey to identify a passion close to their heart and act upon it. Use your platform to make your community, the league, and this world a better place.
Yes.
As we remember Walter Payton, strive to leave a positive legacy of your own.
Yep. Be a difference, make a difference, right?
Be a difference. Make a difference. Make a trade. Make a trade.
Now, come on.
Now make a
The
trade.
Cleveland Browns have traded the 2nd pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow, you didn't even want Travis Hunter. And you're accumulating
And
picks
with the 2nd
for
pick in the
Shador Sanders.
2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter, wide receiver, defensive back from Colorado.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars go gold, sort of like the color of the jacket. Travis Hunter is dancing.
How was he announced just now?
Taking that
How was he announced?
to the land of teal.
By Travis.
Duval County and the Jacksonville Jaguars
Like
move up
cornerback, wide
No,
receiver?
they said Travis Hunter.
for the
That's
unicorn
it?
in this
Yeah.
year's draft. The last time a wide receiver was taken 2nd overall.
Let's see what David Earl, what he says when he talks to David Earl, because
Calvin Johnson.
he's hell bent on playing both positions.
2007. The last
Yeah,
time
he
a
is hell bent
cornerback
on
was
playing both
chosen in the top
positions.
2 overall picks in the NFL draft. It hasn't happened in the common draft era.
If we found out again tomorrow, Monday, Liam Cohen's going to play him at wide receiver 80% of the time with some plays on defense, where does this dude move up now for a rookie dynasty draft?
Bailey, all those other guys who could. Charles Woodson.
I would in the first.
Did they feel like they were born too soon?
First half, the first 6 picks.
Utilized like this young man will be utilized in the
I would
NFL.
think.
He is a special player, certainly. Just between the lines, his instincts on both sides of the ball.
I asked
is just off the charts.
asked somebody today.
There's no way to explain it, DJ.
About IDP thing you're
video
talking about,
guys, and can show
and
you what he
their
does on both sides
answer
of the
was
ball.
when you're playing, you have to say he's playing wide receiver or he's playing cornerback. He's not going to get wide receiver points as an individual, as an IDP.
Now, how's Trevor Lawrence going to enjoy this? A quick little hitch here, and let him break a tackle, and off he goes, run out for catch. On defense, you'll see him in man coverage.
All right, G-Men.
I think he's most comfortable.
You know
what are they going to do?
Flashing some man
you know what to do.
there.
Abdul Carter, right?
He's going to set traps and off coverage. He's going to read the quarterback and just use his instincts.
It's got to be Abdul
to
Carter.
find and play the football. You look at some of these wide receivers and cornerbacks in the same game. That's pretty good company he's joining right there.
It's only fitting that the first player that we welcome to primetime presented by
if
Nationwide was
if Cleveland does do standards at 5,
Travis, what is making you jump
there'll be a
around
lot of
this
people will be
stage
talking
with
shit
Lee?
about it.
You just got drafted as the first two-way player in a
Say that again.
So,
Maybe I should kill the volume when you're speaking. That way I could hear you.
no, I forgot what I was saying now. Go ahead, turn it up.
All right then. Not a problem.
You give me a sign when I can talk.
I don't want you not to talk. It's just a matter of two different volumes.
I wanted to cry, but I can't cry right now because I'm too excited.
We can feel that. Congratulations, Travis.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Born in West Palm Beach, now going to be employed in Duval County. And boy, they were playing possum since the combine.
I read they gave his dad permission to go to this.
And the Jaguars just make as bold of a look at.
Why would he need permission?
He's on probation. He can't leave the state.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
For what? I don't know. Shit, Giants pick is in already. Okay.
Of course it's in. Of course it's in.
The University of Colorado, but he should be proud in what
There's only one move to make here. Let's see it.
high school. Remember, this is the #1 player in the country that decided to go to a HBCU to play for Deion Sanders. Why? So that he could bet on himself and play both sides of the football.
He's drafting for a freaking job too.
His
you know,
instincts are off the charts. Just think about it. At all times when he's on the field, he's the best defender and best receiver once the ball's in the air. That's just something to lean on. When I think about toughness and competitive instincts,
I'm curious about this dude. I'm curious. This is going to be a huge storyline.
He's a
huge
unicorn.
storyline.
He's one of one.
Yeah.
The only comparison that I can give to him, it's not Prime, it's not Champ Bailey, it's Shohei Ohtani, because he's going to impact the game to that level on both sides.
Look, my background's in scouting, and I'd love to throw a bunch of fancy terms out about
Yeah,
him.
question
Sometimes
for you.
You got to make it simple. If you want to go out to recess, he's the first pick. That's
Armand
what it is.
Membu.
He's just better at football, and he can do everything.
And one of the
It's
most
Armand
dynamic receivers
Membu.
in the league last year was rookie Brian Thomas Jr.
But it
Now
may
here
not
comes
be
another
Armand
rookie
Membu.
who
That's who I
also
want the Jets to take.
corner
I think the Jets
for
should
the
take the
Jaguars.
offensive
Giants
tackle.
pick is in. The Patriots are on
The
clock.
next
2 minutes
closest
on that.
thing
Kurt Warner, let's give you the
would
floor.
be Tyler
Well, I love
Warren,
what
the
you guys
tight
are
end.
talking about.
Yeah.
We talked about
I don't think they really need to make that
the
play.
offensive side where the
I
guys
would
that
get in the
understood
trenches.
and
I
had a
would get
feel
in the
for the game.
trenches with the
hardest guys
second
I played against on the
best
defensive side were the guy with
available
instincts, not the
offensive
guys with the
tackle.
physicality,
Because
that
we're going to see the
understood
first
the movement of guys
best
around
offensive
him
tackle
and
be
could play
taking a
football
couple
With-
spots ahead of
with
him.
With the Jets
The Giants
traded,
are celebrating their selection
moved
in this
up
draft.
to the
There's
number
Steve
5 spot
Kamara,
and
the
traded
coach, Brian Daboll,
Brees
Joe
Hall
Shane,
to the Browns for the 5
GM,
spot
a very,
and drafted
Oh.
Chinty.
interesting, jacket.
Oh, my
I like
God.
It. Right there. It's very. Is that in honor of Wink Martindale? I don't know what that
Third
is.
pick
Here's the
in the
commissioner.
2025 NFL Draft,
Abdul.
the New York Giants select Abdul Carter,
Okay.
defensive end, Penn State.
This was the right move,
Yep.
New York.
That could have gone to Shedeur Sanders that we expected does go as expected to a dynamic Penn State Nittany Lion, Abdul Carter. He is now
Gotta love that.
going to
Gotta love that little
Broadway.
saxophone in the
Ryan Burns
background.
and Kayvon
Yep.
Thibodeau and the rest of that terrific
Little
defensive
saxophone in Green
Usually
Bay.
when the GM gives somebody in the draft room a quick rip move, that means that they've just taken a pass rusher.
Everybody
that he's,
wants to know
very
about my
excited
Jets.
about. Abdul Carter,
Look,
to me,
everyone's
there's
got
two
Tyler
big-time elite
Warren.
players, whatever
I
order they have,
want
Hunter,
Membo. I think they
those
should
two
do
guys.
Membo.
Big time burst off the line of
Everyone's putting
scrimmage.
Tyler
He
Warren
just
on the
reminds me a little
Jets.
bit of Von Miller, the way he can bend and the speed that he has off
Get
the line.
Justin Fields
These are
another
early
weapon.
wins where you see
Yeah.
tackles
I mean,
like this
well,
one,
get him
USC
another
not
wide
even get a
receiver.
hand on him, and then he's able to
How about
turn
that?
that
But
short
I
corner.
understand. I
That quick
understand
first step, again, these are early
the idea
quick
behind
wins
it. I do.
for
I understand
Abdul Carter.
why
He used to be
it
an
makes
off-ball
sense.
linebacker. You want him to play off the ball, no problem. He can range laterally, sideline to sideline. You see an athletic quarterback like, I don't know, maybe Jalen Hurts inside the division. We can have him mirror
This
and
dude,
style
I'm on
do that
Membo,
as
though.
well. Again, this is an elite
I think he
player.
could
He's an
help
elite
you.
player in any draft.
I think he could help the
They have to get
team
better in their own division, who they're
and make a
chasing.
I want
big
either- I want-
impact for the team.
Chasing down
I want either him or Banks or Mason Graham. Especially after the news about Christian Wilkinson coming out that he might not be might not be ready by the middle of the season because his surgery didn't quite fix the problem evidently.
Rich, you're from New York.
Yes, sir.
Jones.
Not baked in. I know you're a Jets guy. Is it not baked in the
I mean, tell me
DNA
this.
of
Tell me
Giants
this guy
fans?
doesn't give you the
Big
Micah
deal for
Parsons
them to get
vibe.
back to playing
Big
defense
time.
the way the Giants
He
have done
gives
in
you
the
that
past.
little
Abdul Carter
Micah
gets them
Parsons
there.
vibe.
Big
Fans
time.
enjoying that pick. It's the 7th Penn State player
Yeah.
selected in the top 3.
Like, look,
The
I mean,
Giants
Penn
the
State.
last 2.
I mean, hello.
Saquon Barkley in 2018 and
Another
Abdul
factory. Another
joining
factory.
A fellow
Oh, I didn't know he was a
guy
Penn
in the
Stater.
NFC East.
Well, he
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why.
day one at Penn State. James Franklin knew what he had when he came in as a
Look
true
at
freshman.
Joey.
He gave him that
Look at
number, which
Joey in the
means
plaid.
everything on that side of the football there at State College. And I'll tell you, I
You
think
did
guys
good.
are-
You did
He's
good.
going to be disruptive.
You
He
guys
only
are
played 1 year,
treading
guys, on the
such.
edge, and he was that
Oh my
disruptive
God.
behind the line of scrimmage. He's only
That
going
looks like
to
Tom
develop
Coughlin. No,
in
that's
terms of his pass rushing moves.
that's the other
and the way
owner,
that he
Steve
can get after
Tisch.
the quarterback. I think he's an elite player. He could have a Micah Parsons-like impact. I really do. I think he could have that in the NFL.
All
I
right.
also want to go back to when the season ended and we saw the official draft order. We looked at
You
those two
notice
teams
the
at 2 and
NFL
3,
blending
Cleveland and the Giants as quarterback
all
teams.
talents
Would they go
from all the
quarterbacks?
other
So
networks,
far, we've
right?
seen
So
one
you've got
trade and we've
you've
seen
got
one
Rich
pass
Eisen in
rusher.
NFL
So
and
we'll see as we
DJ
get to the
NFL,
rest of
but
these quarterback teams.
Charles Davis
Something
is
to follow
CBS.
as we go through. Are we gonna see
Joe
another one? Are
Klatt
we
is
gonna see
Fox.
two?
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Fox
something to keep an
Sports.
eye on.
Do we think New England is
Then
disappointed
ESPN
with these
is
two are off the
is
board?
got their
Did they hope that
their
a
their
quarterback
their own
would somehow
outfit,
go before
but
them
they're
so
kind
they
of
could
they're trying to
select either
they're
Travis
gonna wind up
Rhino? Probably.
blending
Well, they didn't trade out.
all of
The
it.
pick is in.
Eventually, they're
and
gonna
the
blend all
Browns
of
are
it.
on the clock for the
TV
second
rights,
time
all of
tonight.
it.
We're barely a half an hour into this draft.
All right, what do we got? We got the Patriots.
The
This
Jacksonville
is interesting.
Jaguars
Interesting.
moved up from 5 to 2 to take Travis Hunter. The Browns moved from 2 to 5, got a 1 in next year's draft.
This is
There was a
this
swap
this
of
this should be
fourth-round
the
picks. They
tackle, but
also,
It should
the
be.
Cleveland Browns
this should be the tackle.
wound up coughing up another
I
selection
kept
in
the
this draft
the
to
Browns gonna
come to
draft
Jacksonville to
Ashton
Cleveland
Genty
for the right
at
to
5.
have Jacksonville move
If
up
they don't
and
move
select
back again.
Travis Hunter. Jamie Erdahl is on
I'm
the
also
stage with
curious,
Abdul Carter.
Mira
Abdul, you are born and
Villagrana. I
raised in
wonder how Mira
Philadelphia. You are
Villagrana
wearing
knew
a
I was
New
a
York
Jet fan.
Giants hat now. What does that tell you
If you're
about your
still with
football
us,
future and
go.
the commitment the New York
Who's
City
that?
market has made
Please
to
let
you?
me know.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh,
I
in the
appreciate
chat.
New York. They getting everything out of me. I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to have this opportunity.
In what ways are you going to make this Giants defense incredible?
Just being myself, just being incredible. That's what I am. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing my whole life in New York.
What's the
I'm
Patriots
coming.
go,
Y'all
Genty?
gonna get the best out of me.
Got a great smile, Abdul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We talked about that
and
too.
Congratulations to
The
the
mock
Jacksonville
draft we've done.
Jaguars. This may be one of their best draft nights in
He
recent
says
memory.
that was his
They made the big
fiance's
splash,
profile.
and we're going to break
Look, did that profile subscribe and like? If you've got 2,
See, it's not,
by all means, that all
it's not new,
works.
it's us. It's basically what we
So
do.
you could go back to that profile, like, subscribe, and then move
I
back
don't really
over
like
here.
committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
you apologize
that's
to
what I'm
me,
talking
goat.
about.
Tell me you're not
hear me
Pete
now?
Davidson fatigued.
I have
I'm
no
so-
idea who he is, dude. So
I'm
yeah,
so
I'm-
Pete Davidson fatigued. It's not even
Yeah.
funny.
I
Just
have
like I
no
was.
idea. I have
Or
no
a
idea who
breakup
he
box.
is.
Either way,
Not in my
one weight
wheelhouse,
fits all.
so I'm
FedEx can
fatigued.
ship your packages
Yeah.
for
Like
less
a
than the post
former
office.
SNL guy, he's somewhat of a comedian.
Just back is sore.
Somewhere of a comedian.
Some acting.
Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Ice sweetheart.
Famously,
Some people
was
didn't know
with
they could save
Ariana
hundreds on car
Grande for a
insurance by
while.
checking Allstate first.
Highly publicized breakup.
Like, you know, to check your outfit first
I'm
before
over him,
meeting
I'm
your
over him.
girlfriend's family.
Yeah, there we go. Solo
So
goat.
check Allstate first.
That's
for a quote
right,
that could save you
baby.
hundreds.
Whatever. It is what it is. Pete had Kim Kardashian and yeah, you're right.
He did.
Right.
Paying your rent should count for something.
I'm fatigued by him. I'm like, ugh.
With rent rewards from Rocket Mortgage,
Not enough.
your rent counts towards buying a home.
West Virginia, you have a fiance,
Help
by
him
the
turn
way.
more
Fiance,
renters
congratulations. Did you know that the solo goat has a fiance?
Oh no! Congratulations, brother.
Oh, absolutely, congratulations.
Good for you. You turned.
Lowe's knows.
Well,
when you
lucky-
own a home or run
Lucky man, I'm
the things
sure.
you need
A lucky
add
man,
up fast.
and
When you're a member of
Mila,
Lowe's, your earnings
lucky,
add up
lucky
fast
girl.
too with a free My Lowe's Rewards membership.
Congratulations.
Commercial.
Whether
You
you're doing
ought to get her
upkeep
into
or
fantasy.
upgrades,
That
start
way the
earning
two of you
points
can
toward
play in the
My
same
Lowe's Money.
leagues.
Get member-only deals.
You may not
and
be
free
you
shipping.
may not be married very long,
free.
but
Join for free and get more with Lowe's.
future. But I treat her as such.
Just 49 keys inside a metal
All
thing
right,
from 1958. Or it's
got
the
you.
first step to becoming a writer.
He,
and your book gets turned
used
into
the commercial?
a book by your favorite director, aka new best friend. Or
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
I need to really hear that.
What would be the worst pick for them, for the Patriots?
The worst pick for the New England Patriots right now. I mean, it's not going to be Ashton Genty. That's not the worst pick for the New England Patriots. It wouldn't be the tackle, obviously, Mason Graham. Well, I don't see that. I don't see how you can make a worse pick. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean,
Maybe a cornerback, a DB.
I don't. But yeah, which one?
It's not Will Johnson because evidently he's got injuries that all of a sudden just came up and
I
dropped into the second round.
I guess if they weren't to go the chalk route with Mason Graham, then they may very well be doing a little bit of a reach with somebody else. Are they going to draft the tight end this high?
God, no, I don't see that.
Tet, what about Tet? Would Tet
maybe,
go this high?
Maybe.
Tet could go this high. This would cut. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're about to get the commissioner in less than 20 seconds time. And the Browns, I believe, have selected. So, Vegas is now on the clock for the first time in this draft. 9 minutes and counting.
So they went back to back. They're going to go back to back. Cleveland's not messing around.
Is in the process of being made in Vegas.
With the fourth pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell.
Will Campbell.
Nice. Okay.
That's who I meant. Will Campbell.
Patriots decide to go for protection up front.
All right. What's Cleveland going to do now? Now I'm interested.
That's the chalk pick. Brown's going to get Genty and Yeah, they are.
Was probably the most glaring across all 32 teams. They had to go in this direction. They go with Will Campbell out of LSU, who reminded me a lot of Michael Roos going the Wayback Machine, if you remember him playing for the Tennessee Titans. Very smooth. He's played a lot of football. He started as soon as he got on campus there at LSU. When guys get into him, he does have a firm.
Recent interview with Kate Adams with him, with Will Campbell. He's got a little dog in him, man. I like that. I like that.
What is he? I mean, he's getting ridiculed over his arm length.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and what are we really talking about? Like 3/4 of an inch. I mean, a half an inch. What are we really talking about in terms of the prototypical 9 inches or 9 feet, whatever the hell it is, and a half to what? What is he missing? A quarter of it? It's silly. And I'm sure he makes up with it with technique. He has to. If he's coming in this much of a blue chip prospect, he has to have made it up with technique. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't pay attention to any of that discourse. Brown's going to get oh yeah, I said that. We already covered that. Solo goat, the goat of goats. Solo, does this make you you get like the itch to start doing some drafting when we see the rookies going? We're not talking about a really crazy offensive rookie class, offensive skill position class, with the exception of Genty. The exception of Genty and a couple other running backs, a couple of maybe sleeper wide receivers that may pop for us. It's definitely not like last season's draft. It won't be. You won't see the 2025 offensive skill position players be as what's the word I'm looking for? More like I bet that we have more like all pros or pro bowlers from 2024 in a few years than we would 2025 in a few years.
Yeah, probably.
We'll look at this in 2028. We'll look at this in 2028 and see, okay, X amount from 2024 has X amount of Pro Bowls. This class, 2025, not as many. That's just my prediction. It doesn't mean that the guys in this draft are going to be bad. That's not what it implies. It's just not as deep with talent. That's what it means.
Now, do you think
Will Campbell, ladies and gentlemen?
Do you think Cleveland might go Mason Graham or one of the offensive tackles, Banks or Amon Memamru? Jeez.
They look at this point now. It's a luxury for them, I would say,
because they need a whole lot of stuff. That's the thing too.
Yeah.
And if they are thinking about moving back in and getting a rookie quarterback, they need to solidify the freaking offensive line. So they might go O-line.
We know they need that. We know they need running back. I don't know if they
trading back. They have some interesting options. They have the top defense.
I don't know if they think of it as that hot running back.
All right, what are you guys going to do?
Look at this. Look at these guys.
Don't rule out the Giants.
Look at the lovely loner right there.
To try to get a quarterback, yes. Even Shedeur Sanders, definitely in the realm of possibility for the Giants.
Definitely keep an eye on.
It looks like they're in a closet.
Yeah, it does.
Halfway through.
Like, what kind of war room is that, guys?
Round draft pick.
Boring.
First of Pete Carroll's return to head coaching in the NFL.
You go look at the Rams war room. It's totally opposite.
Officially part of the ownership group in Las Vegas.
It's night and day.
So
yeah,
you guys are first class.
Interesting first 5 minutes of us.
Where's Bo Callahan?
To make a choice. Who do you think?
He's still waiting. He's in the green room right now.
I would think you'd be looking at another trade. I'm just curious to see if they're going to pick. Or if they're going to
Jalen Walker,
maybe. Well, Ashton Genty's my highest rated player, but they have a glaring tackle need. And they have other options out there. Armand Membu is out there. Kelvin Banks from Texas is out there.
I think they need another dog.
To me is a position they have.
Right? I mean, like we were okay with them taking Abdul Carter opposite of Myles Garrett. We were okay with that. I mean, I think a nice little consolation would be Jalon Walker.
Yeah.
With the Browns moving down. To make this
go get a dog.
Or Mason Graham, too.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
There we go.
Defensive tackle, Michigan.
Wow.
Nice call, Solo Goat. Nice call.
Yeah.
That's a dog. This guy's a dog.
Very much so.
No Travis Hunter, second overall.
And
they have
he's had so much people throw slander at him, shade on him too. You know,
round out the top 5 as the new Cleveland Brown.
I'm
say that again.
Player. So I love the value.
I'm happy that the draft is over.
This is a guy with a wrestling background who is unbelievable against the run. You cannot move him at the point. Incredible leverage.
The Raiders are going to get their guy. Now the Raiders are going to go get their guy.
I don't know. Like, now, here we go.
We've been mocking him. We've been mocking him.
I think they might go Banks. They might go members. They might go tackle, offensive tackle. So we'll see. I mean, they can't go wrong wherever they do. They really can't go wrong. I'll be happy with whatever they do. They're in position to get some dogs.
Yeah. No, you need that interior dog. You've got Myles Garrett. This was a nice selection. This makes sense. This goes into what we've been talking about since that Super Bowl. You gotta freaking get after the quarterback and make him pay. Punish them. Punish Mahomes.
Yeah, so I am. If they pick Genty, I'm happy. If they don't pick him, it's a win-win situation wherever they're at. I mean, Genty should be the pick, but if they pick offensive tackle or defense like Jelon Walker, then I'd be happy with that too. They need all kinds of help. So, but with this running back class, they can always get a running back in the second round too. They can't get one of the top tackles or top linebackers. In the second.
You know, Uncle Pete wants to run the
Ohio
ball.
State, who won the
He wants to run the ball, Uncle Pete.
No, I know.
Everybody that was trying to move Ashton Genty up the board this last week or so, they were moving him up. They were pushing him up. They were pushing Travis Etienne out of freaking Jacksonville. They were moving him up the board. One spot, they were moving up the board. Well, I mean, GOAT. Look, I mean, we're seeing a little bit of craziness right now. I mean, yeah, we think Omarion Hampton's going to Denver. We think that. I think that. But yeah, maybe Jerry does do a little something. I don't think, but Pittsburgh doesn't have the luxury.
No, because they have no second.
They don't have the luxury of doing that in the first.
Mm-mm. No, they're pretty much in the spot where they have to kind of sit and wait.
You spent a second round pick on DK Metcalf.
Yes, and gave him $150 million
without knowing who the hell your starting quarterback was going to be.
Pick us in. Here we go.
It's Ashton Genty.
Come on.
And then everyone was sharpieing in Ashton.
I just heard Roger on my TV. Yeah, it's Genty.
Nice.
Oh, here come the technical difficulties. Midsburg, they are mid. They're freaking mid.
That's why they're always drafting 21.
Point in time, as well as some offensive tackles out there.
The Jets have been on the clock almost the last 5 minutes for the first pick of the Aaron Glenn administration. Here comes the commissioner with the 6th overall pick, and who is going to be the new Las Vegas Raider?
With the 6th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Genty.
Let's go.
Boise State.
I might have to get
to silver and black.
a Genty.
You're gonna take the
jersey.
You're not gonna ask. You got a Genty jersey already?
No. I got my Bo Jackson jersey on.
You got your Bo?
One of the running
Yeah.
backs he's been talking to for advice
Yep.
Marshawn Lynch. So
Man, this is
Yeah,
huge.
Talk about two guys who can
Huge.
tackle. I would put him in that company. Starts out with that unique stance. He's standing upright. He is very slippery and elusive. You see him get out of some tough situations when you're watching that Boise State tape. But this is the calling card. Again, you've got an unblocked defender.
I can see the Raiders timeline pronouncing that we're going to be in the Super Bowl this year because of this pick.
There's not a lot of surface to hit on him. You see
So
again,
you
the
want
contact balance here.
to, again,
Always finding a way
we
to
know
get
that they
forward,
want to run the
right
ball.
foot, right shoulder, able to power
We know
through as
that we
it's time
want
for Next Gen Stats,
to,
powered by AWS.
I don't want to say limit Geno, but you don't want to have, you don't want Geno throwing 40, 50 times a game. We know
No,
that.
we don't.
that have entered into
So that's when it's going to start to get sloppy.
one of the fun players to watch. If you had any questions,
I
just
think
watch
this was the right move.
kick your feet up on the desk
It
and
was.
enjoy.
100%. 100%, man.
Kind of announce his presence with authority.
Now we just continue to build dogs, more dogs now.
We always talk about past success.
You're going to hear us talk about dogs between 2 months ago
and how they built that team
all the way through. We're going to talk about dogs down in the trenches.
Remember, in free agency, they went ahead and added.
I wouldn't be now. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they doubled back in the 5th, 6th round and got another running back.
And he has his bell cow running back to do that as they try and chase down Kansas City.
And remember, Chip Kelly goes
Because you don't want to overrun him either, you know?
You talk about creative run game. Where are you entering the defense? All of these.
I mean, they have Raheem Mostert, Sincere McCormick, and Dylan
What I
Law.
love about Ashton Genty is it's, again, kind of like Cam Ward, a bit of a long road.
Let's not forget about
His
Zamir.
military family who was in Italy, so then he moves to
is he-
Texas, doesn't get a starting role on
I
his high
forgot all
school
about
team,
him.
So he has to play slot receiver. He's got that in his background.
Zamir
Finally
White
gets to
shouldn't be
Boise State
allowed
and runs for 2,600
to even
yards.
step on a
He's a
field.
Las Vegas Raider hanging out.
He shouldn't even be. He shouldn't even be allowed into a
Ashton, you
stadium.
are going to the entertainment capital of the world to play football. What makes you a headliner for the
Yeah,
Las Vegas
Jamie.
Raiders?
I mean, you seen it, the energy, you seen the dance moves. I'm ready to go entertain each and every week on Sunday.
The commissioner of the NFL just picked you up in that hug. Is that the last man that's going to try to tackle you in the NFL?
Nah, I don't think so.
Congratulations, Ashton.
Thank you.
So there goes Ashton Genty. The Jets pick is in, and we're going to get that when we
Another
come
dude
back.
another dude with what seems to be a good head on his shoulders.
Very interesting choice
Yeah.
for Browns fans to be hearing.
Some of those Browns fans did stop believing about 30, 40 minutes ago.
Well, they just want to make sure.
All right.
this song is also
Just go tackle.
somebody in a members only jacket offering somebody. So let's look a little bit more
Looking at the picks,
positively
see.
for the Browns. As Ashton Genty loved hearing his name, we'll hear who's the next New York Jet when we come back with the Panthers right behind us.
Armand, baby, Armand.
A one-of-a-kind gift.
Let's go.
Or one-size-fits-all
It might
gifts.
be Tyler. It might be.
Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One
Well, the
Rate.
thing
Ship to
is,
your
like-
customers for a flat rate.
Aaron Glenn is coming over from the Detroit Lions and all.
back at
We know that he's on the defensive side of the ball, but he's going to want to try to take
Nice
as
work,
much as
fast.
possible
He makes it
from
last.
what
Nice,
he
sweetheart.
has
Just so
been a
back.
part of in that
Guy sitting next to
organization.
your girl in the kiss cam.
So if that's going to be offensive elements, it's going to be offensive elements.
Mom?
Well, we know that they have a very successful
And if you don't have the right home
two-year
coverage, you might
two-year
kiss your
tight end
savings.
standout in Sam Laporta. Now here's the thing, though. Sam Laporta drafted in the first round in 2023. I don't think he was. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he wasn't. And that's the big difference. So yeah, like if he wants to try a piece of that blueprint on offense and have a really good tight end, okay, but can you get a really good tight end in another round, a later round? Get more value, get a value. I think that's the move. You're taking this dude right now at 7. I kind of feel like we're trying to chase the ceiling of Brock Bowers' rookie season, and I don't think
They
that's.
should be chasing nothing. They should be getting what they actually need.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I'm not sure if you heard me. I was either talking to myself or talking to Solo. We know Aaron Glenn's going to want to take bits and pieces from the Lions, not just defense.
Right.
He's going to try to take as much of the blueprint as possible. We know that they hit on Laporta in 2023, but I don't think that was in the first round.
And so does the Lowe's app.
No, I think Laporta was second or third round.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared.
And I think they
But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3
yeah,
years,
the second or third round they got Laporta.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm looking it up right now.
Can you hear me now?
Just back is sore. Let's go.
Second round pick. Second round pick.
Ice works
So
fast.
look,
Heat
if they
makes
don't,
it last.
if
Icy hot.
they
Just so
don't
bad.
get this guy, if they don't get Colston Loveland, if you really want another tight end, you could go get it. You could go get another one in the later
Look
round.
at Mason Taylor. There are some people who think Mason Taylor could outproduce Loveland and Warren. You get him in the second or third round.
And you could get him in the later round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know why you. I don't think that's the move. I really don't.
Just went to the Cleveland Browns.
I don't think that's the move.
I hope this kid gets drafted, Will Johnson. I hope he doesn't sit there all through the second, all through tomorrow or something.
Anyway,
That'd suck.
look where we are. They have a shot at going for the top tight end with pick number 7 in this draft. Or
I don't think they do.
they could go Membu. There could be all different
Membu.
the Jets could go.
Let's
with
go,
this pick.
Armand.
But it's now time, instead of to speculate, to get the actual pick from the commissioner. Once upon a time, if I'm not mistaken, a former intern of the New York Jets coming out with this
All
pick
right,
now.
come on.
He's been upgraded a little bit up the flow chart since then.
With the 7th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Armand Membu.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Right on. Get your dog. Get your stud.
Who had a terrific combine. He's going to New York.
Yeah, he's a right tackle. He'll stay at right tackle there for the Jets. I thought this decision would be tight end tackle, as you said, Rich.
Get
I think
this
they went
line
Membu, who's
strong.
an easy bender and can read
Give
left
Justin
because they
Fields
like the
a
tight ends
shot.
to be available.
Give him a shot. Give him a chance.
Would be available, but this
Give your running backs a
you see him in
chance.
pass protection.
Yes.
He's very quick. He's
Wherever they
also
are.
patient. He's got that size where even if guys get into his chest, you really can't get through him because he's just
Now you got yourself a nice little offensive line.
in the run game. You see his athleticism, his ability to get to the second level. He can reach and cut guys off.
I wouldn't be
That's gonna
surprised
fun with the running backs they have
if they
there
went and go
with
got
the New York
another
Jets.
one.
It's time for
But
Next Gen Stats powered by
Think you
AWS.
go
That
back
would
to
be
back.
bad.
I think they'll do wide receiver.
That would be
right?
depth. That would be depth. Well, no. Next round. Next
Right.
round, I think the plan would be. I think the plan should be. Go get yourself. Go get yourself one of these dudes, Jaden Higgins.
Membu only.
Go get yourself. Go get that weapon. Go get another weapon.
Thank you so much. I will be here all week. Tip the waiter. I will be here all week.
Tight end. I think they have a tight end. They have one. And look, and that's not going to preclude them for taking a Mason Taylor or a Elijah Arroyo if
that says
they
you're
think the
the
value
one.
is right in the right spot.
Or a
If
breakup
not,
box. Either way,
you
one
go
rate
in
fits
with
all.
Jeremy
FedEx can
Rucker.
ship your
No
packages for
problem.
less than the post office.
Tet's
This
next.
is Roundup for lawns. This stuff
Ted up?
This stuff
Yeah,
kills
we'll
weeds
see.
down to the root without killing your lawn.
had-
This stuff works on dandelions.
We've had Jenna
cranberries,
Walker here.
This
We've
stuff
had
works for up
offensive
to 3
players,
months.
receivers
This
here.
stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This is Roundup for lawns.
Who
This
is on the
stuff
clock?
works.
Grandpa
Carolina.
earned it for my family.
Right.
Mom earned it for me. USAA membership is for those who served and can
Yeah,
be shared
Carolina
with their
needs some
spouses, then
defense
kids,
bad.
and their kids for generations to come.
The
Start
team
your family's
stinks on
legacy.
defense.
So I'll say,
USAA.
I
See
think
if you can become a
maybe
member
James Pierce or Walker.
They could use
Or-
another edge.
Yeah. I think they're pretty good at DB.
Sweet number.
I don't think Jihad Campbell would go this high.
Jihad.
I hope he falls to the Rams.
Jihad, the most dangerous man in the league. The most dangerous man in this draft.
Is for those who served.
Jihad Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. It's warm in here.
What's that?
It's warm in here.
Do you have a ceiling fan? You have no fan?
I do not have a ceiling fan. I've got an air conditioner, but I have no ceiling fan. It's all right.
I just want to reach out. So I didn't know there was actually forest in New Jersey. So when I heard there was a big fire out there this morning, I was like, huh?
Yeah, they got some forests in Jersey.
I just hear Jersey Shores. That's all. When I hear Jersey, I think of Jersey Shores.
I'm not sure where that wildfire was started. I think it might be, if I had to take a stab at it, somewhere heading southwest. It wouldn't be around here. The Jersey Shore, he says. Right, like Atlantic City?
I guess so.
Atlantic City. All right, USAA. Let's go. Oh, maybe I gotta do this.
Okay, good night.
Go home.
And plan together for emergencies.
You know, these picks coming in pretty quick tonight.
Aerial cam coverage of this special Green Bay night is presented by Goodyear. Look at that.
I don't know about that.
Inside Lambeau. 125,000 fans
Look,
outside of Lambeau.
we didn't even get through 1/3 of them in an hour.
East and northeast entrances of this football.
It seems like it's
cathedral.
going fast.
That is David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers, yucking it up with the newest member of the team. We're about to hear that pick while New Orleans is halfway through.
Meddling owner.
Time allotted for the ninth
I wonder if Canals
Meddling-
is a hot seat.
Meddling owner on the phone.
Well, this defense was terrible last year.
I mean, look, I get it.
Look at a lot of different areas.
It's his money.
The pass rush, just
I get
finding
it.
playmakers on the defensive side of the ball is something that's
But,
much
like-
needed in Carolina. You also
Oh,
have Bryce Young, who made a kick save after he
welcoming
got a chance to catch his
a new
breath, came back and played better.
player,
You can also
a
try and give
rookie
him
into
a
the
little
league,
sugar,
onto
give him
your
somebody
team.
that
All
can
right,
make some
fine, I
plays
get
for
it.
him as well.
At the same
This is a team
time,
that's still in the development process.
meet him when he
As
comes to the
general manager,
facility.
Dave Canales is the head coach.
Right.
There's needs kind of littered all over this roster.
Yeah, he really can't go wrong on it, is what you're saying, right? Either way, you got to take care of it. Our crew last year surprisingly ended up doing 4
I think it's going to be
Carolina
Jalen
Panthers
Walker.
games, many of them near the end of the year, and Bryce Young got better.
I'm with you
and
on
better
Jalen Walker.
and better.
Get
The numbers
an
weren't
edge.
eye-popping. They weren't staggering, but
Get
you
an
saw them
edge.
improve and grow throughout that
Get a guy to
process.
go after
So if they
Michael
go in that
Penix. Get a guy to go after
You're
freaking
saying,
Derek Carr and
hey,
his
we're gonna
bad
give you one more,
shoulder.
we'll give you another
Yeah.
opportunity. Maybe they give him someone on offense, but I really thought it would be a defensive pick.
Get a guy to go
Mason
after
Graham,
Baker.
He's off the board.
That's
Jalen
who you have to
Walker was
compete
what
with.
I had in mind.
Well, the mystery's about to end. Here's the commissioner with
I think they're
Along
competing
with
with the
all-
Saints.
first one for the Panthers tonight.
Along with all the other teams. But, I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I think
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Teteroa
Oh!
Oh,
wide receiver, Arizona.
so they go.
Whoa, okay. All right.
And they go Ted McMillan.
solo
And then-
go,
and
man.
he was-
Technically the
And
second
he was
wide
walked.
receiver
I mean, he was
chosen
mocked in a
tonight.
lot of mock drafts there too.
It's the
Interesting.
from Arizona coming out, and he is going to join this offense
I'm
in
not
Carolina.
sure.
You got yourself
Yeah,
number
I feel
one
about
now.
This job based off what he did in Tampa Bay with a big
I'm not sure how I
receiver
feel
like
about
Mike
this
Evans
one.
and that explosive offense they had there.
Because on
So
one
he goes
hand,
out and gets one as a head coach.
on one
against
hand,
Ted McMillan, who is
we're
very
kind of
calm,
expecting
rangy.
Bryce Young
Kinda
and
reminds
his
me a little
team
bit
to
of
take
Drake
a
London,
step
and
forward.
in some instances, watching
Right.
We
Norman
saw,
get the
we
ball
saw how
at
he
length.
performed
He
at the
plays
end of
above the
last
rim.
season.
Think about Bryce
How
down
he's
there in
starting
the
to
red zone.
piece it
Just throw
together.
up
He's
with
starting to get
tremendous
his
touch.
foot
If you can do it, he can
working.
go get it.
I guess perfect
here
for a quarterback.
Colorado.
So on one hand,
balls underthrown, no
I think this is good. On paper, this looks good.
No, yeah.
On the other hand,
where would you draft him fantasy now?
Yeah, he's. I think if you go on the premise of what we just said regarding Bryce Young, regarding how this team is expected to take a step forward, I think he doesn't move. I think he's still 2-3 off the board.
Interesting.
I mean, that's just the flat out facts of it. And this is
Depending on your team, 4.
Well, it depends on where other people land too, maybe.
That will teach in their coaching room, in their individual rooms, the backside receiver, hey, take this play off. And so I don't like it either when I see it on film, but I'm telling you, these guys, some of them are coached to do.
You know whose stock just took a hit?
And it's tough to scout when you're seeing that on film. But
Jalen Cocaine.
50 situation CD, I don't know.
I don't know about
Jalen Cocaine.
Maybe Leggett might maybe more.
They need him to come along and play better. McMillan, another big wide-ranging target for the shorter
They had more.
a little more forgiving as they throw it.
What about Adam Thielen? What happens with him now?
Kurt Warner, take it away. I'll tell you what I love about this guy.
Status quo for Adam Thielen.
True X-receiver, and what we mean by that is that solo guy on the backside, and nothing makes football easier for a young quarterback than to look out there and go, oh, I got one-on-one, I got my guy over there, I don't have to overthink this, I can go back and play pitch and catch. So I like this.
So he'll be one, probably Coker, probably 2.
Kurt, now let's welcome Tech to Primetime. Presented by Nationwide.
Leggett will come in for certain packages, or Thielen will.
Tetaroa, we know who you are on the football field, but you are letting everybody know who you are with an homage to your heritage tonight. Why was this important to you?
Oh, man. Everything I do is not only to glorify him, the man above, but, to put on for the Asian people. So
he doesn't watch tape.
My polys, man, we did it.
Yeah.
You see this Panthers fan
He's
base.
lazy.
He doesn't watch film, supposedly.
He takes time. He takes off route.
Big face of Bryce Young back there. What kind of
takes off routes?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the Cali connection will be something different. I promise.
Congratulations, Tetaroa.
Thank you so much.
Another Cali boy.
6'4" and 1/8.
Rich, with the Saints poised to make the number 9 overall pick,
Whoa,
worth noting Derek
boy,
Carr's
oh
future
boy.
is very much in doubt.
It's a big one. This is a big one, Goats.
Not yet made a decision. To consulting with several experts, whether or not he's
what are the Saints going to do?
They do not know if he's going to be ready or if he's going to play at all in the 2025 season.
Wow.
That brings us around to the quarterbacks. They did all the homework on the quarterbacks. Be surprised if Shedeur Sanders was the pick here, but several other quarterbacks they like in this round.
Well, there's Shedeur at the crib, as Prime would call it.
Is that the crib? That looks like he's in a club.
Well, damn, his dad has like
just
a
based
mansion.
on my conversations, either it's the longest con of all time, or the Saints liked Tyler Shook and Jackson Dart just a little higher, just based on the overall package than Shedeur Sanders.
Thank you very much, Ian. Your sense on this?
Well, I talked to a lot of folks around this quarterback situation. I try and see who's doing the most work. Now, it's one thing with a Travis Hunter to maybe try and play coy and lay back and just meet with him at the combine. If you're going to take a quarterback and put your job in his hands, teams do a full-scale workup on them. And it just didn't seem to me like the Saints were doing that on these guys to take one this early in the draft. So I thought they were more of a day 2, second round. At that point in time, you take your shot. But just talking to people all around this kind of ecosystem of quarterbacks is what I'm getting at. That was not the vibe they were getting.
Last time I heard someone ignore a
So if they don't go Dart, then they might go Daniel Walker or offensive tackle.
Jay Cutler. Yeah. When Mike Shanahan ordered his people to stay away,
Look at that
he
war
did all the
room.
work up on his own. And then
Now that's a war room, not a club.
Well, Bears are 4 and change into their allotted time for the 10th overall pick. Here's the commissioner with the Saints' choice.
Was Jackson Dart invited to the draft?
Good question.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr.
Okay,
Waco, Texas.
good for them. Good for them.
So to go offensive line, DJ.
Don't drop that
I
baby.
thought these tackles would come off the board quick because there's not a lot of them.
Did you see that video earlier week of Tyreek Hill holding his baby over a railing? Infant, like brand new baby over a railing.
I hope that's not real. I hope that's not real.
Bro. He's losing it like he's losing like AB.
He's losing it like AB.
Yep.
That's correct.
Okay, shit. Good.
A dog.
Yeah.
A dog. Offensive line.
Bears up next.
Yeah, and look, someone needs to protect Spencer Rattler here. You need to protect Spencer Rattler. They must really. They
might trade back in to get.
No. But this is what I was gonna say. If they are hell bent, if they don't trade back in for a quarterback, and they're just like with Derek Carr in limbo right now, just for now, they're not very high on Spencer Rattler.
No,
I don't think they are. Well, let me put it this way. Actually, if they were to, this actually helps. This helps Spencer Rattler's stock to a certain extent. If they don't take a Shador or a Jackson Dart or a someone else, but anybody else is going to be damn near where you drafted Spencer Rattler last year.
Yeah,
which was low. And guys like that typically they just don't succeed.
So they're both from OC, huh? Solo, interesting. That's where I grew up in the OC, Orange County.
Solo's making all the correct calls tonight. He's damn near getting married.
You heard it first from him too.
Oh, look at
Who's this?
Oh yes. That's That's Colleen.
Oh,
Who's the other one though? That's Colleen Wolf. I don't know who that is.
The stage for a thrilling season. Yeah, this is when we get to geek out over every single game and bye week, the primetime revenge and rematch.
What are the Bears doing?
Season divisional.
Yeah, I know.
The Bears will go get this tight end.
Who's playing at Lambeau in December?
Ooh.
We're going to have to find out. You'll find out soon, okay? How about these rookies, the players who are drafted here
Modern day
tonight?
turbine.
When
Nice.
and where do they make their NFL debuts? We're going to find
They
that
both
out
were
as
college,
well. Let's not
high
forget
school.
the expanding lineup of international games as well as Christmas, Thanksgiving Day. There's so many captivating matchups. It's the best.
Yes, because nothing says holiday cheer like watching your team destroy another.
So, without further ado, everybody, get it together, mark your calendars, set your alarm.
I want to know who the other girl is.
On
Colleen.
May 14th.
May 14th. Let's mark that down. Commissioner.
We can't wait. You can tweet it
The
out.
game
Tell
reveals
everybody,
May
and don't miss
14th.
it. Be sure to check
I
out
found
all
that
the
It's
great
in a couple
Thursday.
of weeks. Couple of weeks. We also need to discuss what we're doing. We also need to discuss what we're doing in terms of post-draft NFL team grades or the biggest winners and losers. We need to get that settled. Kay Adams' sister? No, that's a Kay Adams' sister. Maybe it is. Does she have a sister?
That is quite the hype. I know what I'm doing.
All right,
I mean,
well,
she
they're
looks
happy.
just as she looks as fantastic as Kay Adams.
All this. You hear the boos.
I think this might be the tight end, Rhino.
And we called that too on the mock draft.
They're not now getting this dude here at 10. Again, any pick for them is luxury right now. Luxury.
Find out the Bears we were talking about. You know, did they trade up for Genti? They might have attempted. Didn't work out. If they did, they have every tight end
So
available.
DeAndre Swift's job is still intact.
What if it's Hampton?
Or this is a tight end.
You mentioned it too, but you said tight end in your mock draft.
Genti's gone and the tackles are gone.
Yeah, but you mentioned tight end in your mock draft.
This will
and
be
you
fun
mentioned
where
it.
the Bears
Yeah,
makes
see,
perfect sense.
the best tackles are gone. That's why this makes sense. Now.
They're pretty solid on the defensive
The
side.
NFL family lost a true legend, Bears Hall of
Mongo.
Famer Steve McMichael. My heart is with the McMichael family during this incredibly difficult time.
What a despicable disease, let me tell
Please
you.
know that
Yeah.
you are in our thoughts and
Despicable.
He's a WWE Hall of Famer too.
prayers to the game and the community.
I ought to pray. I ought to pray every day that I didn't wind up with
will
that.
Continue to inspire generations to come.
And got the lesser,
50
the
years
one where you
ago,
could actually
with
live.
the 4th pick in the 1975
What a
NFL
despicable
draft,
disease.
the Chicago Bears selected one of Steve McMichael's teammates and closest friends, Walter Payton, running back, Jackson State.
See,
Walter would go on to rush for nearly 17,000 yards and 110 touchdowns over 13 seasons.
All right, Walter.
Yes.
All with the Chicago Bears. As you heard earlier, the NFL continues to honor Sweetness, not only for his performance and excellence on the field,
Well, Commissioner,
also his commitment to give back to
we have the right position.
with the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award.
Really?
We have the right position. We don't have the right guy.
Loveland?
2025 NFL Draft.
Holy crap.
The Chicago
No wonder.
Bears select Colston Loveland.
Whoa.
So it's Colston Loveland, not Tyler Warren.
There was
a bit of a surprise.
I had them right next to each other on my list, so they're both excellent players.
You know
different
who's on the
styles.
phone
He's a
right now?
smooth
Indy's
mover.
on his
Kinda remind
phone.
me a little bit of
Going to
Mark
try and
Andrews,
move
but
up.
quite honestly, you could put
Where's
Sam
Jimmy?
Darnold on that list.
Rams going to try and move
Johnson,
up
head coach.
now.
Is Jimmy upset now?
Mover, he creates separation down the field with his routes. You'll see these skills
Oh.
again. Just look at these easy windows that he creates for
Wow.
the quarterback by his ability to just pull
I mean,
away.
it's not
Once
a
he
bad
gets the
it's
ball,
not
he
a bad
transitions
pick.
quickly up the field.
He's number
Well,
two, the number two tight end, but still.
This guy is
But the way
This-
they talk about
come right
Warren,
in and make an
This
impact for the
guy-
team. Ben Johnson, they did a lot of
They
12
must see
personnel in
something
Detroit.
with
They did a
him
lot of 12 personnel in Chicago. Two tight
that
ends
the
will
other
be
guy
on the field.
doesn't have, and that they like here better.
Presented by
Yeah.
Homes.com. We've done your
What that
homework.
is, I'm not
And I
exactly
mentioned in
sure.
our pregame show, this is my favorite player in
Wow.
the draft. I love Colston Loveland. Everything about him. I comped him to Tyler Eifert before injuries.
Oh, that's a
Eifert,
great comp. Let me tell you.
13 touchdown catches. And was
That's just one hell of
in
a
the red
comp.
zone.
Tyler
You notice the ability
Eifert.
to split out, run
Ladies
routes,
and
beat
gentlemen.
people one-on-one. We saw it from Eifert. We're seeing the same thing from Loveland. Look at him run this wheel route against Illinois in those old school red greens uniforms in that big game. Look at him go up and catch the football there. Watch him get inside. It's the suddenness and breaking away.
We
Joel
didn't call
Klatt.
this.
You got
None
to
of
see
us
this
called
guy
this.
play. You called a lot of his games.
In the
Just
mock
think if he
draft
had
we did.
consistent
None.
quarterbacking play this last
Nobody
year
saw
at
this
Michigan,
coming.
we would have been dynamite.
He produced with
Well,
substandard.
here's our
could
first
very-
old
it-
shit. Here's our
could-
first old shit moment.
He is a
It
great
could very
player.
well be
He's
the
unassuming,
system.
he works
It
hard,
could
he's
be.
terrific
This
in
might
the
be a
locker
better
room, and
system
one of the things
fit.
I love about Colston Loveland is he can create his own space. That's not always the case for tight ends. He runs very clean routes, and then you can put him anywhere on the field. You want to line him up single
All right,
on the
well.
outside? Great. He can win one-on-one. If you want to
We're
line him
getting
up
some
with 12
surprises
personnel as a
here.
double
Who's
tight end,
who's
have him
on
fall back
11?
on power? Great. He played for
Niners.
Harbaugh. He can do that.
Niners
Oh.
are.
He's a
Niners are.
versatile guy that's going to help this offense.
They
do
might go
exactly
Josh
what they were
Simmons
able to do
or
for Johnson
Donovan
at Detroit.
Jackson,
Caleb
or
Williams has got some easy
they might go
comparisons.
Jalen Walker, or they
I
might
think-
go
The Packers fans
the
again,
quarterback from
booing
Texas.
The Bears, then being quite respectful when we were remembering Steve McMichael and Walter Payton.
And then 1 second
Then
later,
again,
as soon as it's over,
Think they have money?
Guess what? The booze will continue.
what if they
Next, it's the
what if they go
49ers
Warren here?
And then the Dallas Cowboys.
What if they go Warren?
Yeah.
Dolphins and Colts right behind that. Here from Green
A
Bay.
lot of two
What if
tight
they
end
go
sets. Two tight end sets.
Yeah,
This
if
is
you go,
Roundup for
well,
lawns. This stuff
Kittle
works.
is
This
on-
stuff kills weeds down to the root without
he's not
killing.
throwing up. He's mad. He wants more money, so he's a contract dispute.
Yeah,
With every other Niner on that damn team. So what
He's a
they
good
what they
guy.
decided? What if they decided to draft Warren and trade Kittle?
it's gonna be hard to trade Kittle.
Kittle wants to go to Tennessee. He lives in Tennessee.
Ah,
I don't know.
I want to sleep with the blonde that was next to Colleen Wolfe too. I mean, doesn't mean that I get to do it though. Yeah, he wants to go to Tennessee. He lives in Tennessee. Aaron Rodgers lives in Tennessee. I mean, yeah, I think Kittles wants to stay in San Francisco. They're not going to let him go anywhere. There was a back and forth between him and Diana Rossini. It wasn't really a back and forth. Like, she came out with something and he immediately quote tweeted and said false. Why did he say false? It's because, like, the source, like, someone asked him what's the source, and then he replied to that person, "I'm the source. I am." And what she said, something along the lines of, like, yeah, he's looking for her. He's definitely looking for an extension and possibly could wind up holding out, or it was something, or that's why he's not at voluntary off-season training because he's seeking, and then that's what he wrote back, false.
Oh, interesting.
They'll get something done with him. It's just like, look, it would be his third contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know how much money that's going to entail, but it's a little tricky.
32.
Right? That's what I mean. Right? So, like, how many years is that going to look like? How many more years can you play for this amount of money? I mean, I'm sure he's going to want above market for the tight end position. I get that. I understand that. He's damn near still one of the best also. You know, they put and Mark Andrews also, and this was definitely hypothetical, but they were saying, you know, maybe John trades Mark Andrews over to the Chargers. That would be great for the Chargers and Mark Andrews, let alone that would be great for Isaiah Likely, so on and so forth. And then they put up the stat lines for Mark Andrews. Aside from his 11 touchdowns, he averaged like damn near 8 fantasy points per game. Averaged. Terrible. Terrible. Averaged around 40 yards a game, a few targets a game, a few catches a game on a per game basis. Bad season. And then 11 touchdowns. I mean, with 11 touchdowns, you would think that this man would have had much better numbers, but it wasn't. Wasn't there a game where he had a multi-touchdown game? And that definitely jacks everything up. Other than that, he had a bad season.
Okay. Hit play. Let's see where we're at.
Let's do that. I got to hit play.
General Manager John Lynch with Jed York behind him, celebrating the latest San Francisco 49er 11th overall.
This is
interesting. Well, this is an important.
They need defense. They need offensive line.
Losses they had over the offseason. They need to nail this draft.
Yeah.
For the moment,
they need to nail big time. They're on the hot seat.
Please direct your attention to the main stage video screens for a special message from United States service members stationed at Yokota Air Base in Japan.
Hello from United States Forces Japan. I'm Sergeant Mitchell Johnson. I'm here with service members from the United States Army, Marine Corps, and Navy. We are proud to announce that this year we are celebrating our 250th anniversary. We are grateful for the opportunity to partner with the NFL Salute to Service and the USO in introducing the San Francisco 49ers 2025 draft pick.
With the San Francisco 49ers draft pick, back to you in Green Bay.
Very nice.
I like that stuff.
So here comes the commissioner now with that pick.
All right.
Chance of USA mixed in with the requisite booze for the Niners here in Packers
Thank
country.
you to our men and women who serve in the United States military for your sacrifices to defend our country's freedom.
Dallas is up next.
That's the one we're waiting for.
With the 11th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Michael Williams, defensive end, Georgia.
Good pick.
Daniel?
Yeah, Nick Bosa gets a running mate on the opposite
This
side.
works.
Warren might follow pick Indianapolis, man.
This works. Yeah, I'd be happy too, Michael. I'd be happy too. It's a good organization.
Yeah, good DC. Solid back is DC.
I don't know that he would have even got to them here.
Playing for a good organization.
Yeah.
He got a little nicked up and hurt in that opening game against Clemson and wasn't quite right. Although you saw the flashes
Two-time
as the year went along.
second all-team.
Upside. I mean, he is going to be the first one off the bus, and that's saying something when you've got
Nice pick for them.
on your team. He is a big
Nick Bosa on one end, Michael Williams, if he's going to start.
Yes, they did. There was those
I think he could start. He could probably start right away.
The principal at my school that I work at as a 49ers fan. She asked me.
Able to get through and get to the quarterback.
He asked me who I thought.
Widening him out more.
I told him defense. I told her defense or offense.
San Francisco with their
50-50 ball.
Might miss the draft, so I go, well, did here. Here's a link. Watch the show here. Watch the draft here on the FantasyGoats.
That's right. That's right.
That worked against him because he was better when he was wide in that wide 9. That ankle injury definitely slowed him down. But if you talk to the people around Georgia, they will say he was
so far, I will say that it's been mostly chalk. It has been mostly chalk.
Listen, can you go wrong with Georgia defenders?
No, you can't go wrong with Georgia defenders.
I don't think you can go wrong.
And
Georgia Dogs.
Having lost Greenlaw and Hufanga to the Broncos in free agency, they add a piece up front, an edge rusher for Robert Saleh, who's the defensive coordinator.
Things are shaping out pretty good for Pittsburgh.
So
Lessony moves up.
Stop me if you've heard this before. Jerry Jones took his time. They were the first team to take it under.
Seattle takes a quarterback. I don't think they will.
Oh, look at them! Look at them! Look at them! So happy. They look so happy. What are you doing?
Hampton or Golden?
Tyler Warren and Jalen Walker would all be on the board for them to choose, and they might be going somewhere else than all of those three as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
We'll find out who the Cowboys are celebrating. The new head coach,
The door standard.
just had the phone in hand.
I'm gonna go the other way.
So we'll find out who the
I'm gonna go with not Matthew Golden.
Here come the Packers fans to greet him.
And not Amari and Hampton. But I could be totally wrong.
With the 12th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft,
Tyler
the
Warren.
Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker.
Tyler Booker, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa. Okay. They did the right thing. My God.
Jerry.
Can I jump in real quick?
Charles Davis.
Earlier tonight, our colleague Kurt Warner.
Jerry, you did it. You're happy.
Intriguing.
Good job.
What happened with their draft? And what did Kurt fall back on at the end? Will they do something bold, or will they do what they always do and draft an offensive line? DJ, take it away.
I feel bad for the offensive line coach. What is he
But they
doing
need offensive line though.
Hey, Tyler,
They lost the center. They lost the center. They lost the guard.
have to be more specific than that. 3 Tylers on that offensive
What's
line.
interesting here
He was
is
described to me by the guys that
when
Will
asked
Anderson.
about like when Stephen Jones was asked something along the lines of, you know, you haven't had a guy since Ezekiel Elliott, you know, since 2016. Blah 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 blah, and then he's like, yeah. The thing with that is though, we had the offensive line in place first.
When the plane landed, he'd have the entire playbook memorized.
So it's like they need to have an offensive line to support whatever running back is set up for them. And I like it. It makes sense.
Yes, yeah.
Tyler Booker, baby, Tyler Booker.
CeeDee Lamb's stock is probably up now.
It's make a guy question whether he still wants to play football by the end of it. And the way he hits on people and does things. And DJ, when you talk about all these Tylers on this offensive line,
I could picture AD at home right now, just salivating at the chance of hearing Indianapolis say Warren.
Zach Martin moved in at guard, and they went away and just beat people up running the football.
Well,
there's a big running back draft. There's time later in this draft to go get a runner.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I don't think CeeDee Lamb's stock was ever going to go down, even with a Matthew Golden. I don't.
Good workout. Had a very poor 10 time.
He's still the big alpha one. He's still going to be the focal point of the passing offense.
Ironically, with the Dallas Cowboys.
If Matthew Golden would have helped CeeDee Lamb, if anything, be more open. And whatever wide receiver they choose to do, maybe next round or round 3, or maybe they get 2 picks next round, I think it's going to be the same situation. It'll be the same situation.
I wonder if the Rams will try to move up right here at Miami.
How are you feeling right now?
To take Warren.
I'm super excited. I'm blessed to be a Cowboy. It's a great tradition, a great offensive lineman, and I'm excited to follow suit with all that came before me.
You did not allow a sack on your quarterback this last season. Did Dak Prescott just become your new best friend?
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to get on the phone with Dak. Getting the protection means make sure he goes clean every single game. I'm just so excited to be a Cowboy.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good attitude.
Look at that million-watt smile coming to the Metroplex. So there's the Tylers. Oh,
good attitude.
Don't forget
yeah.
I mean, Zach's the only guy who doesn't start with the letter T.
Don't forget
that's the other thing too, Rhino.
Texas.
You know, you lost Zach Martin. They needed to replace that.
Yeah, and Smith too.
Create movement. He is a big, strong, powerful man. A lot of these long runs you saw from Alabama, from Jalen Milroe, were with him clearing the way. And then when you think about him as a helper, he's always looking for work. He's
absolutely.
always looking to finish guys. I love his temperament. And you
absolutely.
Can't get through him. Dak's gonna like
There's some freaking people that I thought would be gone by now are still there.
4.5 minutes to go on the
Dak's protection, the run game, and I don't mean Javonte Williams. Nothing can help that man. But whatever running back they do draft, that will eventually take over the starting role.
Is presented by Verizon, the NFL, powered by Verizon
Miami.
5G.
They need to go offensive line or defense.
This team's terrible.
Why do 80% of NFL players choose to sleep over smart bet?
Because the higher my sleep IQ score, the better I play. But that's not the only reason.
He likes his side firm.
Yeah, nothing nice to say about the Dolphins, do you?
They're just terrible. 2 years ago, I wasn't saying that.
Yeah.
But if you look in the past, even before the McDaniel era, they're just terrible.
Yeah, they can't seem to find their way out.
They can they keep running in the same vicious circle. I mean, it's really they don't draft right. How about that? They don't draft right.
Imagine drafting Amari and Hampton right here.
Oh, I mean,
huh?
Didn't
What good would that do if they did? Because nobody could. There's no protection for Tua. They need to protect Tua. One more hit on Tua, I think he's done.
I don't know if Marion Hampton is that type of runner for this offense, right? Doesn't he want? I mean, speed, zone running. Well,
only one wide receiver so far off the board too. Damn.
And earlier than we thought.
Yeah.
I mean, it was possible that Tep was going there, but I didn't think we were going to see anybody go that high.
The Rams.
Rams
get 26. They're going to have some choices at this point.
Last year, at the 4th pick was Marvin Harrison, and that was like an okay year.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5th round or fifth pick or 6th pick, I believe, was Malik. So that's what we're looking at. And again, Tet doesn't fall into either of those two.
No.
He falls below those two. If we're stacking classes.
What do you think? Who do you think the next wide receiver will be off the board? Do you think it'll be Golden?
I think it'll be. I think it'll be Golden or Abuka. Yeah, not Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is going to go next round. Maybe at the tail end of this round. Maybe. But I think it'll be Abuka or Golden.
All right.
The hell was I just about to say? Oh, the Dolphins, right? The Dolphins. No, you would think that they need to get another offensive lineman.
So they get Josh Simmons or Donovan Jackson.
Oh shit! Josh Simmons is Ohio State, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to Jack Sawyer yesterday from Ohio State, right? Jack Sawyer.
Today's Jack Sawyer.
Yeah, that dude.
Is high on you. The Space Invaders
Right.
can spy on you.
Yes. That guy. That guy. This is him quoting. I'm going to paraphrase, but this is coming out of his mouth. Big, physical. I like to hit people in the mouth. That's a dog.
That's a dog. Yep.
That's a fucking dog. That's what we want. Oh, what up, hey, Prime? What up, Prime?
All right. Is it pick in now?
Overall, what do you think the Dolphins are going to do here, Daniel?
Well, we look at the needs. You're looking at defensive tackle, offensive tackle, safety. You've got your pick of the safety.
They have Kenneth Grant, Jenna Walker.
The OTs have been wiped out. So those guys are gone. I don't know
They have Malachi Stark.
Here comes the commissioner.
See, we know they need offensive tackle, but you just heard him say the best offensive tackles are off the board. What are you going to do? You're going to grab the 5th best offensive tackle? That's what they don't draft well.
NFL draft,
they draft shitty.
The Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant.
Okay, good.
Defensive tackle, Michigan.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Fellas, I gotta jump in because I've been hearing about this kid since he was a true freshman. Going up there and meeting with the Wolverine coaches when Jim Harbaugh and I would sit down all the way back to
Some
Mike
people
McDonald
think that Mason Graham was good because he was next to him.
Been on that side of the ball.
Of course.
The first thing that defense, and it's the Baltimore defense, wants to do
Yeah,
is
he's
build
actually
the
the
run
true
wall.
star
And guess what? Who they talk
on
about? They
defense.
wouldn't talk about Mason Graham. They would talk about Kenneth Grant as being the guy that could be the best in the future. And one of the reasons
Next,
this play that
I
you're
think
looking
next
at
year
right there,
Penn
he
State's
chased
2
down
running
Nick
backs come
Singleton.
out.
He's
They're
got this
pretty damn good.
For a guy that's 330 pounds, and he doesn't even understand how good he is yet. I think his best football is ahead of him. He's a block
I need you and AB to start working on the 2025 college class now.
Premier defensive tackles.
2026.
Yeah, that.
And certainly
Yeah.
Christian Wilkins walked
The 2026 season.
This fills a need.
No,
you say?
the 2025
I'll tell you
season.
what, this is gonna
The
be
2026
fun, Rich. I mean,
prospects.
You watch him,
Yeah.
and you think about Anthony Weaver as a defensive coordinator who played for the Baltimore Ravens with Haloti Ngata. He's got his Haloti Ngata, and that's one of the guys Wink would talk about him being similar
You're gonna
to.
be.
Just
man.
a very athletic
You're gonna
big guy.
be
It's
just-
All right,
hard to
well,
find guys that
Indianapolis-
this much, that big, that can
They're
run.
gonna
You see
go.
him
They
run
gotta
down
go
the Penn
Warren.
State running back.
They
As a
gotta.
rusher, There's not a lot of
If
imagination.
not, I
Just
better
buckle up.
you
He's
better
going right
DM
through your
freaking
chest.
AB
And
and
when
make
you
sure
have
he's
those
all
edge
right.
rushers that they need to keep healthy in Miami, he's going to take away the escape hatch. He's going to be able to press the pocket and allow those guys.
Yeah,
time
so
to
like
run
in
on
theory, you
edges.
want to get a weapon for
Right
one
now,
of these
it's
guys. I'm
a
not
need.
sure.
But who's
I'm
getting
not sure if
the
it's going to make a
best offensive
difference.
line
I'm
in the
not.
AFC, maybe in
I
the
don't
AFC.
know if it's going to make a difference. Aren't there enough weapons on the Colts? Aren't there enough weapons between Josh Downs, Michael Pittman?
Warren would be a good safety net for Richardson.
You've got Alec Pierce.
Leaving the campus at Michigan.
But he's
You
just down
drafted
field.
Mitchell. I mean, they've got tons of weapons.
But nothing like Warren though.
Same name?
Same guy.
But they might go defense. They might go Jalen Walker here.
Maybe does.
Do you have to imagine him walking in and saying that to him?
He's probably heard the name before. So the Indianapolis Colts, as you could see, have made a selection. The Falcons are a minute and change going in. And listen, we were putting Colston Loveland's name in a lot of mock drafts here.
We thought Tyler Warren was gone.
Tyler Warren sitting there.
This feels almost like need, person, fit, go. This is what it feels
value.
like.
He's the best player.
Yeah,
available.
it does.
Player, and
It does.
Daniel Jones. They need this.
I'm just
pass
not
catching
sure if
tight
this
end.
is.
I believe it was the
I don't know if it's going to make a difference. We'll see. We'll see.
Comes together. This is need and
Was
and
that
fit and value.
Hannibal or was that face?
With the 14th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren. Tight
There we
end,
go. All
Penn
right.
State.
He wears
Congratulations.
Where's the number?
Yeah,
You
he
ate
does.
Congratulations.
Tyler Warren to Indianapolis, sir.
Good.
This is a fun
It looks like
player
great for
to
them.
watch. If you watch college football, and Joel
Gronk
jump in here
light.
pretty early because the way they use
Damn.
this guy, I mean, he was the offense. You put him back in the Wildcat. Here he's snapping the ball and going out down the field.
12
against
more picks
USC
for the
on trick
Rams.
play. Watch the catch
There's some really good damn players out there for
Bowl, guys. You can't do that in the Turkey Bowl. Unbelievable. How about the one-handed catch on an underthrown
see a
ball
mock
and then
draft.
absorb the contact?
Colts finally got a tight end. Yeah, they finally got one.
With the ball in his hands, he can run over you. He can jump over the top.
Now they need a quarterback.
You're going to love him. And I'll tell you who else is going to love him in the running backs.
It's
what
true.
He does in the run
Yeah,
game.
2013.
And drive. The reason he wears that
The last time they had a tight end with over 500 yards was, I think, it's 2013.
This is how you're going to play the game, Joel, and that is the way he does it.
100%. And here's what I loved about him is that, well, not to disparage their wide receiver core, but their wide receiver core was non-existent. And so the focal point of the pass defense was always on board, which means that they needed to be creative.
This
And
opens
they were
up
able
for
to do
big
that.
teams
And
too now.
They snapped it to him, handed it
I
to
would
him,
think.
pitched it to him, screened it to him, send him down the seam. In every different way you could possibly get the ball to 44, they were getting the ball to 44, and yet he was always natural and comfortable in those situations, and that's rare. That's why he reminds me a little bit of Travis Kelce, because he's just comfortable no matter what on the football field.
And Travis Kelce was a high school quarterback as well.
Look at those kids at the Tyler Warren draft party. And speaking of kids, this is him in the Little League World Series.
I'm going to need a
Oh, wow.
birth certificate.
His birth certificate was laminated by his parents because everyone asked.
He was the Danny Almonte of this team. I'm going to go more. He looks more like Andy Reid in the punt pass and kick back in the day.
You guys know darn well when he showed up, his
All right,
parents
Atlanta's
laminated. We know you're going to ask. Here it is.
Atlanta goes Malachi Starks or Jalen Walker, I
want to
think.
label these guys. Talking about Travis Hunter. Is he a DB? Is he a wide receiver?
I'm gonna give these guys.
Football players, and that's what I'm
gonna give these guys Shamar.
Play. He is just a football player.
Okay.
We're gonna go with a little Shamar Stewart here.
I'm seeing Jalen Walker or Malachi Starks.
His soft hands, his ability to run after
Well,
the
Matt,
catch.
Malachi Starks.
Maybe
should be a
Barron.
good pick.
Maybe Barron.
So we go to break. A lot of Big Ten players here in Wisconsin that we've seen tonight. So I'm wondering what some of these guys have in common. 3 of the first 13.
This guy's mock
from
draft.
one school.
Pick
So where we
18,
drafted Warren at?
The
Seahawks.
dots during the break.
Where we drafted Warren at?
Inside your head. While you're typically athletic. Right now, Rick, you're pathetic.
5.
Like
I want to say
108,
5 or 6.
6, 7, 8, maybe.
And if you don't have the right auto
'Cause
coverage,
Look, you're gonna have Cam Ward. You're gonna have Genty. So
Check
that's
out the new
2
whip.
picks right there.
Right.
Holy
You're
cuss.
gonna have
Bud Light's
Marion
gonna
Hampton.
get
That's 3. You're gonna
Ready
have
Bud Light's
Trayvon
in
Henderson. That's 4.
Bud Light.
You're probably gonna have
Well,
Matthew
give me one of
Golden.
those.
That's 5. You're gonna have Tyler Warren. 6.
Yeah, I
Soft,
think so
buttery
too.
flavored pretzel crusties back.
Maybe
at Little
Coastal
Caesars.
Loveland gets moved up a little bit now.
Because fans
Yeah.
have been
On the
saying
Bears.
Yeah.
things
Oh
like,
yeah.
Let's
I'd
not,
fight
That's
my
true.
own family over pretzel crust
let's not
pizza.
forget though.
Ice cold.
They still got Cole
I
Kmet.
filed bankruptcy for pretzel crust.
Right.
Cole Kmet's not that
Easy, champ.
old.
That delicious cheddar cheese sauce altered my brain
So,
chemistry.
unless
One bite is all
something-
it takes, buddy.
Again,
Cool
back
your
to
jets,
the
guys.
solo
Pretzel
goats
crust is
point.
back for $6.99
Maybe
only
they
at
love
Little
they
Caesars.
love the fit with Loveland,
pizza.
where
Just
Cole
4
Kmet just
keys
like
inside a
loses
metal
snaps
thing
now.
from
But
1958.
if they like Cole
First step
Kmet,
to becoming a writer, and your book gets turned into a movie
sort of-
by your favorite director.
some sort of bad rotation.
Or
Yeah.
becoming a chef.
And when I say
who
bad, I
makes
mean fantasy
exotic
bad.
wine. Or starting a travel scene that takes you from South America to Scandinavia to hi.
All right.
Oh, visa. Whatever you want to be, one step can take you everywhere you want to be.
Shut up. Visa. One step too loud in my ear. All right, Rhino. So we've got the Atlanta Falcons on the clock. Terry Fontenot that pulled off the surprise of all surprises last year. Man looks like he had a crystal ball. You know that Kirk Cousins actually came out and said that, yeah, like he got banged up during that stretch where he was like throwing picks and like his velocity was down.
Yeah.
He said that he got banged up, so he was playing injured.
Do you see his oblique?
Yeah, whatever the case may be, that's sure, but that's not a good, like Kirk. That's not good. That excuse is a bad excuse, as a matter of fact. Because if you got injured last season, coming off of an Achilles injury the year before, you're much higher of a risk to continuously get injured.
And that
You're
also
old.
tells me too that he was afraid to sit because he's afraid that if he sat, then he never get back on the field again too, possibly.
He's getting his ass kicked. I don't know if I would have came out and said that. I mean, I guess I know why he came out and said that because why did it get that bad to where you had to have gotten sat, where your job was lost? So, and then he's saying that in efforts to any potential future team, like, yes, I could still do this in this league, but at the same time,
all right, here we go.
Yeah, you continue to get injured.
Oh,
look at Arthur, always in the red.
I mean, it's John Abraham.
Pretty much,
Vic Beasley.
They gotta go defense here.
You got 1 year out of Vic
Well,
Beasley.
they'll not do anything, I guess, but they should go.
on your draft board, sitting there from in-state.
They got Jalan. They could do Jihad Baron. They could do Jihadi.
Right? To me, I think it's value, it's need. It feels very reminiscent of what we just saw with the Colts, where you have a player that's one of the top 5-6 players in the draft that just happens to be there when you pick at a position of need.
Yeah.
Make sure there's a driver.
I didn't think you'd do it. I didn't think you'd do it.
It's just low hanging.
It was right.
All right, come on.
I know.
Okay. So the last 4 years, the Falcons have just gone offense, as we know. So last year was just the stunner, right, of the first round that they went quarterback after signing Kirk Cousins to what they signed him to. And now Kirk is the backup, and the rest of the guys were still waiting on a breakout Kyle Pitts season. It looks like they're going to go defense here.
And remember,
they got to go
defense. Jimmy Lake was a defense coordinator last year. They made a change, brought in Jeff Ulbrich from the Jets, who had worked under Robert Saleh. What do they like to have? Pass rushers. Here comes Brick now to coordinate this defense. The pass rushers staring at him. We just did it with Tyler Warren, meeting the needs with Indianapolis. Again, with that need being met for Atlanta, it's right there. Here's the opportunity.
Exactly. The two best players available fit the specific need
Yeah.
of those teams. This is
You don't have to outguess yourself, right? It's right there. If that's who you have rated, this is a chance to go get them.
Pick is in, coach to owner. Conversation happening right now.
This guy. Let me tell you something about Arthur Blank. I thought he would. He has more wherewithal than I expected listening to him at the owners' meeting. I didn't think that he was that sharp.
Yeah.
Looking that old. For being his age, he's a lot more sharp and articulate than I gave him credit for.
A need that they have, but I think back to Houston. Now, Houston did it in one draft. They got C.J. Stroud. They got Will Anderson. They got great players at positions of need, and they were leaders of each side of the ball. This, to me, you get Penix last year.
Okay,
If
so
you come back with Walker this year, let these young guys lead the offense and defense of the Atlanta Falcons.
Remember, those guys were named captains right out of the gate.
Make any sense? Like I go back to last year, and it doesn't make any sense.
Arizona go defense, and now you
Gotta
go.
move on it.
I know.
Here's the latest
Defense.
Falcons first rounder.
With the 15th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft,
Let's do a little
the
Shamar.
Atlanta Falcons select Jalen Walker,
Good pick.
There you
defensive
go.
end, Georgia.
Good pick.
Sometimes you just don't overthink
Yeah.
it, right?
Really good pick.
I mean, look, the rest of my mock draft, I'm going to
I
probably.
mean, if they would have had a halfway decent defense last year, they would have made the playoffs.
A little bit, and he fell
know?
right to the Atlanta Falcons. What a dream
They lost,
scenario.
what,
They're loaded on offense.
To the Colts, Jalen Walker
What
here to the
do they
Atlanta
really need
Falcons.
offense?
This is someone who reminded me a
No.
little bit of Dante Hightower. If you remember, he could play
They
all
need-
that.
they need
I'm
defense.
sure that they could use some depth, but I mean, like, you need defense. They need defense.
I think they'll go defense heavy the first 3 picks, and then maybe take a flyer on a receiver.
6'5", 300-pound tackles. You want to rush him off the edge, he can win. He's got legit,
And get depth
he's
behind
healthy,
the
4'4"
get depth behind the
coming off the edge.
offensive line
Close in
stuff
a big
later
way.
on. But
You see him, you want to
Arizona's
against
up.
Arch Manning, who can really run. He sucks in
Arizona
like a
needs
Hoover
defense
backfield.
too.
So, a big
They
time
might go
fit, big
Malachi
time
Starks.
quarterback.
They might go
And
Barron.
another front seven
Poverty
player from
stricken.
Georgia drafted in the first round, and our Our
Who's that?
longtime friend
Atlanta?
Mike Mayox used to sit
No, the
on
Cardinals.
this set
Oh.
with us over the last several weeks, coming on my show once a week. He
Quote
said
from our
he had
from
a
our
higher
guy.
grade on Jalen Walker
Gone.
than Abdul Carter. So there is a lot of excitement in that room for a guy that
Good
fits
pick.
a major need from right there in their hometown.
And we have another guy who's still on the board, Jihad Campbell,
Yeah.
out of Alabama. That's very
Man, I'd be
similar
happy if
to
he
Jalen
falls.
Walker.
Right.
If he
The
falls
most
around,
dangerous
I'd be
man in the
happy.
draft.
To the edge and rush, a la Dante Hightower, who changed the fortunes of the Super Bowl with a rush and knocked it free from.
I could see Seattle taking him if he's available there.
New England Patriots.
Who?
We have that type of a player.
Jihad Campbell?
Jihad.
I know they have. No, maybe they have Ernest
It
Jones.
doesn't matter. This is a guy that's on the reverse
They need
side of this.
they need offensive
and
line
maybe
help.
He can do it for them.
Yeah.
You don't do buzzkill.
Yeah, they definitely need some offensive line.
Now, Seattle though,
I'm just telling you, for the Falcons,
it wouldn't surprise me if they drafted a quarterback.
Beasley, no more worry about John Abraham. Jalen Walker comes in, and maybe he's their new guy.
You know?
Okay. There's a member of the
What happened to all these
we welcome
explosiveness? All these exploding trades that we were getting.
Jonathan Gannon.
None so far. We've had two.
There in Arizona looking in.
Who's coming back in?
Picks technically not yet in, but it looks like they were delivering it right there. for the
Sign linebacker Josh
They did a
Sweat.
nice job in free agency on the defensive side.
Linebackers and Josh Sweat on the edge.
I'm looking at that.
Yeah.
I think they need offensive
That's
line,
nice.
but I don't love my offensive line selections right now. I think wide receiver is interesting, and you know you've got
right there.
Golden
Oh,
sitting there.
they might
you've
go
got
Golden.
Ibuka, and I think teams
Well,
are you know again there's
they
not a
need-
consensus
they
about
need
who's
secondary
better
help.
than the other.
Who did Ibuka play with at Ohio State a couple of years back? With
Marvin Harrison. Yeah.
I think they were good as a tandem. I heard.
And a team that likes to run the football, is there a better blocking receiver than Ibuka coming in right now?
Right.
This is something that he does. You can put him in those condensed sets, and he will go down there and dig out safeties and really make nice plays.
But their secondary's trash. Their secondary's trash.
This would not be good for Ibuka and his fantasy stock by going to Arizona.
120,000 here.
You've got a quarterback that can barely support
Shortly after the Titans were on the
a wide receiver along with his tight end. Now you're going to add.
I tell you what, I like
You're going to add this dude over there? I mean, it'll be good for their football program. Just won't be good for fantasy.
A great tight end there with the Cardinals, and I'd love
It won't be good for Marvin Harrison. I would imagine it not being good for Marvin Harrison, and I imagine those two wide receivers would be canceling each other out, cannibalizing one another. No, Trey McBride still takes the majority of the receptions, the majority of the targets.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be defense. I think it's gonna be Malachi Starks or it's gonna be a safety or the DB.
It's the trade at the top. Jackson
Oh my gosh.
making that
Yeah,
move. That's the story so far.
Tony Khan off the top rope. I mean, that was no neck brace this time. No neck brace this time.
Check out Jaguars draft camp. What's up, Tony?
Come on.
Congrats
What's
again
the pick?
to the Jaguars for making that massive
And also Shedeur Sanders. You know, no Shedeur Sanders so far, and this is kind of what we started hearing as the draft became closer and closer, is that not only is it going to fall to 21 in Pittsburgh, but there's no backstop after 21. And so unless someone moves back moves back in.
Shadede.
Don't forget, Cleveland just got
Shadori.
second-round selection. They
I'm trying to come up with good names. Shadori. I like Shadori.
Is another team that you still can they move
Shadori Sanders.
And I just think if Cleveland and the Giants
Shut the door.
like the same quarterback, it'll be fascinating the game of chicken to see who decides to make the move.
Where did he say that?
Well, as for the Arizona
Where's
Cardinals,
Mercy?
you mentioned, Maserati Marv is your partner.
All right, come on.
Joe Platt. got
Defense.
selected by the Cardinals last year, and now here is
Shazam.
this could be another receiver.
With the 16th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Walter Nolan.
Okay, defense. Okay, defensive tackle, good.
So they go interior defensive line here, Daniel.
Yeah, they were
I forgot he was still there.
Remember, they just brought in Calais Campbell.
Good deal.
Walter Nolan, ladies and gentlemen.
Tomlinson was brought in. They drafted Darius Robinson.
Yeah, good.
Edge rusher in the first
Tell him I said he made a good call.
to that defensive line come along. He didn't have much of a rookie.
Yeah, let's bring in his roommate, wide receiver.
Came from Philadelphia again. So you look at the trenches here. Big time.
Not the move. Green Bay Packers
He can develop
or the Houston Texans. Now, Rhino, post-show the other night, I was thinking about Ibuka and the Texans. We had originally said that, yeah, we could see that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think we completely forgot. It skipped over our minds. They have a full-time slot wide receiver,
right?
In Christian Kirk. So, like, yeah, we know that Ibuka can go out wide or can play flanker. But I mean, I don't know if the Texans would really want his services.
Right.
When he doesn't play the outside that much.
Could you imagine Bengals picking Ibuka
Vehicle
right
breakdowns are costly, but with endurance, you could never pay out
I
of pocket
can.
for a costly repair
I know,
again.
They covered a $14,000 engine.
I can't imagine
Don't
that.
wait. Visit EnduranceWarranty.com for $300 off any plan.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not in that league. See if Uncle Jazzy wants to come on for the Steelers pick. See if he wants to come on, and I'll send him a link. You could come on too, by the way. You know that. You have a standing invite.
We send a qualified
See if Uncle Jazzy
Lines
wants
from
to
home
come
search
on
started
for
just
the
$4.99 a
Pittsburgh
month.
Steelers
I'm the
pick.
voice inside your head.
And while you're typically athletic, right now, Rick, you're pathetic.
Shank.
And if you don't have the right auto coverage, the cost of this could hit you out of nowhere.
Nice little buzz going.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects,
How do you
taking
do
care
that?
of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Wear Tommy John underwear to invest in your comfort and upgrade your confidence. Playing around, playing horse,
All right.
or just a little horseplay. Tommy John's
What are
innovative
you guys
underwear
going
and
to do?
undershirts
Since now he
elevate
does,
every moment with premium fabrics that are breathable to keep you cool and dry. With
They do
four-way stretch
defense.
to support any
They do
move you make.
defense.
And luxurious
Or
softness
offensive line.
lasts because
They
you
lost their
deserve the
guard.
best. This season,
Maybe Gray
elevate your
Zabel right
essentials
here.
with Tommy John. All balls welcome. Go to TommyJohn.com now
Maybe.
for 20% off your first order.
Check out the new whip. Tight, fully custom. How many Bud Lights can you fit in that puppy? As many Bud Lights as it takes. A lot of Bud Lights.
Interesting to see what
Give me
they
one of
do.
those.
It'd be the total bingo thing if they did pick Ibuka.
Wait, did we finally
That'd be
agree?
a good trio of receivers too. Higgins
All the
and
destinations to get the
Ace
trip out
and
of the group
Ibuka.
chat. That's what the world's biggest airline can do for you.
They had to win games 63 to
Nationwide
57.
is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services companies. Like he's so much more than Saquon Barkley.
I'm also Stay Calm Barkley.
Oh man, he struck my uniform. Whoever did.
Calm in, stress out.
I'll never remember all this.
Relax, Rook. When things get intense, we get incense. What a nice cleansing surprise.
For your insurance and financial needs,
All right,
Nationwide
come
is
on.
on your side.
Pick in.
24 hours a day.
Oh boy, the Verizon Small
All right,
Business
let's
Days
go.
are here now through Sunday. There's a big Sweet Caroline sing-along going here.
Got James Pierce out there still.
Stretch in Fenway.
Defense, Malachi Starks and Barron.
I'm trying to figure out exactly whose song is it now, though. I hear it with everyone.
Everyone. No, it's America's song.
Okay.
Or actually international. I don't know. I mean, we've heard over some country roads.
The smart play beat defense.
All right.
Shadori! Shazam!
Take it away.
Shazam!
Did they pick? Oh no.
We'll see what they do, but which brings us to number 18, Seattle. My understanding is the Seahawks are interested in getting out of this pick, certainly open to trading back. The Steelers visited with Shedeur Sanders, a very positive visit. They are right there. So this could be the window if you have some teams, maybe the Giants, maybe a quarterback needy team, we don't know, maybe the Rams, come trades up over the Steelers.
Rams are going to trade up for a freaking quarterback.
Over the next couple minutes.
Well, this tracks also with your mock draft, DJ. Last night, your call was that the Giants would trade back into 18 with.
I think it's Cleveland.
For Jackson Dart.
I think it's Cleveland. I don't think it's the Giants.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart. So who knows which quarterback they prefer? But I knew.
Yeah, and right now,
one of the three.
And right now, right?
Yeah, Saints.
So he already has.
And then we're not. Millwall's still out there too. So Millwall might end up in the second round.
I just thought that could make a lot of sense.
I was going to say Jackson Dart.
Yeah, Raiders are high on Millwall too. So if he lasts the second round, Raiders might. If he gets past, we'll see what Cleveland and Giants do.
A second round pick is because that's what the Steelers coughed up for DK Metcalf. And that's just, again, on our radar screen with Seattle now on the clock. The Steelers at 21st overall. Tampa's up.
Do the right thing.
But here's the 17th.
Do the right thing, Cincinnati.
Gotta go defense.
You got to do the right thing.
In Green Bay, I guess they're waiting for Sweet Caroline to finally peter out. Out of respect to Neil Diamond and the karaoke that's broken out here. Now the house band is done. We can get the house conditioner.
With the 17th pick,
That song's overrated now.
2025 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart.
Okay.
Texas A&M.
Nice pick.
Yeah, not a surprise
Nice
to see
pick.
him go defense.
Especially if he
This
might
defense last year,
be
not good. Tied for 25th in points per game.
might not be Sonny Hendrickson, you know.
You think about Al Golden coming in to try and fix this defense. They had 5 games last year, CD, where
There's
they
a
scored
lot
over
of fixing
30
that they
and
need to do.
lost. The offense is in great shape. They took care of re-signing those guys. We'll see what happens with Trey Hendrickson.
All right, we're gonna do
But
Seattle.
Insurance here, or
If
a
they
blank
stay-
here with Shamar Stewart off the edge. Rashawn Gary is the comparison. This is a classic traits, disruption versus production because he
has like no sacks in like 4 years. But he's got all the traits without the production.
You see that, just the sacks.
There's a lot of upside here with this pick.
A lot.
of upside.
3 years. But the thing I love about him, those traits first of all, but then the effort, man. He plays with unrelenting energy and effort, and someone who is very beloved.
They have a new defensive coordinator too.
Four and a half sacks for his college career. It doesn't get any lower than that.
No.
Only room to go up.
Joe Burrow will take them the rest of the way. Listen, I'll defend some of these guys that don't have college production on the defense.
You got a nicer war room than the Browns. The Browns are going to get an F. Not because of their move.
To the war room.
Not because they moved out of 2 and let Travis Hunter go to the Jaguars. Because of their war room. Their war room looks like garbage.
Double-digit sack guys that have turned it on in their NFL career, and I think that Shamar Stewart is one of these guys.
Doesn't project like, yeah, we win.
But I think the production
It projects we lose. Right?
And
Right.
About respectable neighborhoods, Shamar Stewart is the 3rd Texas A&M defender to be drafted in the first round this century. The other 2 are named Von Miller and Myles Garrett.
Ironically,
wow.
the guy picked right
20
before
years.
Walter Nolan was his teammate before he transferred from Texas A&M to Ole Miss.
Well, there you go. So he's going to
Seattle's
Cincinnati,
on the
which, as you
board.
pointed out.
If they don't trade back, then
Defensive stop here. Defensive stop.
they might
there.
go. They might go Ibuka. No, they might go wide receiver. Golden.
Anybody who had already made the playoffs in the AFC
did not want to deal
see.
with. That's what we're saying. They don't have to make a leap into the top 10. They just
But
need
they
to get
need
themselves back
offensive
to
line.
average.
If you get back to average, that's 3-4 more wins last year.
This is their first pick on the defensive side of the ball. I can promise you it
There's
will not be the last. So they have a lot more work to do on that side.
No kidding.
And Al Golden, who's spent time at the professional level as well as in
No
college.
kidding.
Mike Green is still there
Is
too.
going to be a key part of their success.
Well, Tampa's on the clock. Seattle may have wanted to trade out, but they didn't. Their pick is in. We're going to get their pick in short order. And it looks like Jamie Erdahl is ready. Jamie, take it away.
Take it away.
Shamar, you are laser focused in this moment.
Oh.
Is this the kind of intensity you're bringing to a Bengals defense?
She did her hair so nice for the occasion.
Oh, yeah. Definitely for sure. Some people done messed up.
Really?
Coming.
What's making you upset about the moment that you have right now?
Nice attitude.
Some people gone messed up.
You are in the division now with Lamar Jackson. How's that going to feel when you can chase down a quarterback like that?
Hey, man, it's an honor, man. You know, South Florida versus South Florida.
Some teams gone messed up.
I want to sack one of the best.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I mean, like 17th overall is pretty solid. I mean,
It's pretty solid, exactly.
I mean, I don't know if like he wasn't going.
Somebody goes higher register.
He was mocked in the second round a lot of mock drafts.
We also, I think we had him at one point or another,
That was at least an octave.
maybe in the top 10, maybe like around 9, 10, or 11.
The commissioner last year played hurt. You remember?
Yeah, right.
Had a bad back coming in.
All right, what are you gonna do, Seahawks?
The commission's handling everything coming at him this year.
Mm.
Like he is
They got-
standing strong and firm, and he's
They
giving
might
back as
go-
good as this coming in.
Is that Jody Allen?
Commission, good year, good off season.
They need to go offensive line here.
Seattle stuck.
They don't need to, but they
and
should.
picked. And here is the commissioner coming right back.
Look at him. He's
And Josh Simmons or
this year.
Selection.
Josh Simmons, I think.
With the 18th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel.
Oh, I was close too. I said
North
I,
Dakota State.
There's your guy.
Gray
that's
Zabel
one of the guys
will
that
work.
said they
player
should
in the
pick.
draft, and there's some reasons why on the
Plays
screen.
everywhere.
Position flex. He's played
Everywhere,
tackle.
exactly.
He proved at the Senior Bowl where he dominated the
That's
This
a good
will
pick for
work.
him.
and
They
played
need to
guard
protect
center.
Darnold, man.
Think about
This
how
will
he
work
That's
for
protection.
Kenny.
when he
For
got
Kenny
to the next level with the
Skywalker.
Tampa Bay Bucks and how well he played. Here he is
Yeah.
at left tackle.
True.
You can see his movement and his
Kenny
commitment to
Skywalker
finishing.
solo.
He plays, I would say, beyond the echo of the whistle when you watch him. Here he is at the Senior Bowl where he was dominant against all comers. I've never seen somebody take more reps.
You think
than
his
he
stock
took
goes
at
up
the
now
Senior
because of
Bowl.
that? Because of
And
this?
when asked about it, he said they kept asking for
Not
it.
that much.
So they
Not
asked
that
him, he
much.
gave it to him, and they all
Not
had
that
trouble,
much.
those defensive linemen, trying to get through him. He was fantastic at the combine, a 36.5-inch vertical.
Kind of
All
feel
right.
like
Best
we
among all the offensive linemen.
we
Sam Darnold's a happy
know
man
what
right
we
now.
got
They just got somebody they can
in
plug
Kenny
and play on the
Walker.
interior of that
Yeah.
we
offensive
know what we
line.
The
got.
big thing for
I
them,
don't
can they
think
keep
there's
those
much
tackles
more
healthy?
much
They keep
more
Cross and
room
Lucas healthy, shore up the interior.
to go.
They've got a chance
I don't
to
think
make
we have
some
much more
moves.
upside.
Congratulations to Gray Zabel.
All right, so we got Tampa Bay up now.
Broncos, and then there's that
They need
21st
defense.
overall pick for the Steelers.
They,
As you redefine what's possible, Lexus refines
Maybe
what
Barron-
you deserve.
Barron or
Because
Mike
a
Green.
car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing.
Charbonnet's.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam, and this game just got a lot more interesting.
Sheila?
You know, it would almost be better off if Seattle attempt to go trade Kenny Skywalker. He's in the final year of his contract. Zach Charbonnet's got this season and next. You would like not same principle as the Breece Hall chatter that's going on.
Right.
Yeah, it would almost be better off to move Kenny Skywalker, pick up some capital along the way, get him to a team where he could like at least be more of the feature back, and then Zach Charbonnet becomes the feature back.
there was talk of earlier in the season and in between season about the Raiders possibly trading for Skywalker.
The Bears getting
No, the
Kenny
Raiders. No, the Raiders. Raiders.
Well,
Yeah.
you could kiss that goodbye now. I was going to say the Bears make some good sense if they like Kenny Skywalker to do that. The other team that I'm looking for also, and I don't know if they would make this move because he's in it's his fourth season, would be the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Maybe because they may be looking at it like, look, just like what I said, we know what we got with this guy. When you bring in a rookie, you don't really know what you got with the rookie. You just know what his college production is.
Right.
But I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would want to bring in Skywalker, sign him to some sort of extension. I don't know if they would want to do that. So that takes care of that. But we know he's better than the options that they have over there, which is freaking Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. So we know he's the better option if that were to happen. But like at this point, when we think Sean Payton's going to draft Hampton, that leaves the Cowboys now next. That leaves them with maybe Trayvon Henderson, maybe Judkins, or Caleb,
maybe Caleb Johnson. Yeah,
maybe Caleb. Although again, I got turned off. I got turned off the other day. Again, back to this conversation that we're having regarding like he's well spoken. Judkins is very well spoken. Very well spoken. He just had his regular t-shirt on, no chains. Caleb Johnson's in a car giving an interview with like 15 pounds around his neck. And he didn't sound very good either.
I'm glad you're saying. I'm glad you're saying because I always thought maybe it's just because I'm older, and that's always a put off to me for some reason. It drives me crazy when they're not well spoken. That's for me. It's like,
look, it's not. Yes, well spoken to me is just a byproduct of again intelligence in your head.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I agree.
I can't expect every single one of these now pros to just be all well spoken, but if you play hard, it makes up for it, and we get a ton of that.
Might go right here is Jihad Campbell. Might go right here.
Jihadi. When it comes to
what
these
the hell is that guy wearing?
When it comes to these dudes that are coming out of college, trying to get drafted, you need every single attribute possible. Every attribute.
Yeah.
The rejected will be respected. Dion's tweeting. The rejected will be respected.
Dion is, huh? He's his son's worst enemy. What are you saying, Rich?
Aaron Rodgers, how did he enjoy being the 24th overall pick eventually, as we all know?
Well, just think about the fact that Brock Purdy's getting ready to get over $50 million.
Right.
It is not about when you go, it's about where you go. So to me, and who's coaching family, you're hoping that he landed in the right place, right time.
The reigning MVP of the Super Bowl is a second-round selection.
Yep.
Right. So
That's
these things
stupid.
happen, but obviously they had better ideas in mind in terms of how soon their night would be over. As for the
look at that place.
Here comes the commissioner. So
let's find out together, Rich.
Let's, Daniel.
I couldn't do that probably.
Last pick in the teens.
Tampa, Jihadi.
With the 19th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft,
It's Jihadi.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Emeka Egbuka.
Oh crap!
Receiver, Ohio State.
What the hell? What?
The Ohio State has entered the chat. The 2024 champs see their
What
first
the
player
hell?
selected tonight, and it's Emeka Egbuka going to Tampa.
Yeah, Jason White's been there for a long time. His first pick as general manager in Tampa was Mike Evans.
Are they going to trade somebody?
Next wide receiver that he's taken in the first round. It's been a minute.
Help me here, somebody.
Big time hands.
This wasn't on my bingo damn card.
Instinctive and tough. You see him here with the ball in his hands. He can make you miss. He has played around so many
Dalvin
great
plays the
players
slot.
at Ohio State. He's not afraid to do the dirty work. He's not selfish. You see him as a lead blocker. Just look at how
Good
physical
Lord.
and tough he is.
Somebody's being
I saw
traded.
Bucks live, as you I know did as well, CD.
Somebody's being traded.
Teams in the NFL, he's going to fit right in.
So see this lineage right here: Olave, Wilson, Smith and Jigba, Harrison Jr.
Somebody's being traded. It has to be.
You know why it was important?
Crowded, yeah, crowded.
Yes, to go and maybe right the wrongs and petitionally.
This probably hurt McMillan stuck the most.
I don't know why you're so.
To have the lineage.
Look how happy they are.
Because he went in the first round.
Really good dude. Yes, he went in the second wide receiver off the board. He's probably the best wide receiver in the class. Now he just landed on the wrong team.
Boy,
he's a man of strong faith and strong character
that
runs clean routes, great hands.
I mean, like, look.
whatsoever.
Well, all right. So for this season, it doesn't. This 2025 season, it doesn't.
Okay, I got you.
You're gonna take.
You see that lineage right
You're gonna
there.
lose Mike Evans
and be successful
at any given point.
Defensive line coach,
But
coach, some of the best
right, I mean that's still.
They have so many more needs, especially on the defensive side. That was the weakest point was their defense.
This
hurts Jalen McMillan. The other thing to consider is we don't know how healthy Chris Godwin is yet.
Well, there's that too. If that's why they signed to a new contract, they gave him a nice contract.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So if they had, worried about injuries and stuff, or his health, then they should have freaking done that. Somebody's being traded.
Time for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't know if it was.
This is
what
Hampton.
kind of contract did they give him out? What did they give Godwin? A 2 or 3 year deal?
The 2025.
I don't think it was for a lot of money.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Score more with the Lowe's app. Download now. And presented by Verizon. The NFL. Powered by
That was
Verizon 5G.
That was unexpected.
That was unexpected.
Nationwide is so much more than a
don't
bank
hit
insurance
the ground,
company.
man.
They're a financial services company.
We were thinking it was
like
Jihadi.
more than Saquon Barkley.
I'm also Stay Calm Barkley. Insurance and
So right now,
financial services.
as a Rams
also.
fan, I might be looking at G.I. Campbell.
Check out the new whip.
Baron Starks.
Fully custom. How many Bud Lights can you fit in that puppy? As many Bud Lights as it takes. A lot of Bud Lights.
Mike Green.
Give me one of
Lamar
those.
Pierce or James Pierce. It's like 6 or 7 people there.
Yeah, see, here it is.
The Princely kid, Prince, whatever his name is. Way it's looking, there's gonna be some really solid players coming out of going into the second round. This is and these. I'm stunned.
Country road.
Paying your rent should count for something.
Take me home to a place.
With rent rewards from Rocket Mortgage,
All the goats
your
of
rent
Virginia.
counts towards buying a home. Helping turn more renters into owners.
Take me home, goats.
Get started at rocket.com.
Freaking stunned. My
Verizon
God.
Small Business Days are back. Our experts?
Welcome in.
Closer than you think.
Yes, great.
Nice surprise.
I don't think I bet no expert
Ready to
had that
help.
freaking on their.
Serving up deals.
Any Mark Jackson
wherever
saw
you are.
Tampa had all defensive
Even on the
players.
job.
Hey.
No way.
Making sure all your tech
Let's take a look.
is
This
good
guy
to go.
was-
April 21st to 27th. Don't wait. Get started today.
Nuts.
Yeah, here we go.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't give up. You stand your ground. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic
Oh my
prostate
God.
cancer and have tried hormone therapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy. It's a different treatment that targets PSMA positive cells. It's now FDA approved after 1 hormone therapy and before chemotherapy. Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause.
No, yeah. Why is this just spinning like this? Come on. I can't stand that.
Oh,
It's
was
a piece
buffering?
of shit app.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's get a little Dave Richard. Let's get a little Dave Richard in here. You tell me I can only share one thing. Oh, fuck you. Just fuck you.
All right.
Yeah, so yeah, Dave Richard. Chris Godwin is under contract for at least 2 more seasons before the Bucs could get out of the deal. But Mike Evans is a free agent next spring.
Okay. But still doesn't make sense. All right, Hampton. We thinking Hampton right here?
Are the Broncos up?
Yeah.
D-Bro, why? Why did you re-sign Godwin? Draft Jalen McMillan to draft a Mecca. Yeah, I mean it's a bad landing spot for now. For now, it's a bad landing spot. It's like the Michael Penix pick last year. Well,
but
look, if I got the 1.12 like I do in one league, along with the 104 and the 105 or the 103 and the 104.
For DK Metcalf, they're waiting on Aaron Rodgers, but in the meantime,
it's gotta be Hampton. I would think. Unless it's Golden or Burden.
Lex Luthor.
April is World
It's not
Wish
Lex
Month,
Luthor.
and the NFL is proud to support the life-changing wishes that Make-A-Wish grants. Yes.
That's a great foundation.
One of those wishes will be coming true right now. Sam is a 17-year-old Broncos fan who has bravely battled cancer.
Yeah.
Here you go, Sam. Raise that fist up, baby. His wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his favorite team. Please join me in cheering on Sam as his wish comes true. Take it away, Sam.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's go, Broncos.
All right. With the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jahdae Barron, DB, Texas.
They didn't do it.
So the 10th
More dogs.
Oh my God.
Is the 20th overall selection, high quality value for a terrific player.
Sean Payne said, you know what? I don't think we need to do it now. I don't think we need to do it right now. I'm not that high on him. I like him. We could go get somebody just like him tomorrow. That's what Sean Payne's saying.
Yeah.
Right now, I want another potential lockdown corner.
Yeah, that's good.
I want dogs. Patrick Mahomes, if we can't get after Patrick Mahomes, you sure as hell ain't going to get the ball to Xavier Worthy.
Doesn't miss tackles. He is very tough and reliable.
Wow.
More dogs, man.
We saw just go off the board. They decided instead of offense, they were going to double down on a defense that is outstanding.
If Hampton's there, if Hampton's there at 31, you are. Can't see it with draft him.
Big time player, in my opinion, the best corner in the draft. He's going to plug in.
If he's there at 31, isn't that the Eagles?
2 years ago.
No, Eagles are 32.
32. So who's 31?
If you remember, he
Kansas City.
Elusive and ate up that
Kansas
secondary.
City.
And Jahdae Barron came back. They got Andrew Makuba from Clemson, and
guys,
they were transformed.
It wouldn't be the right pick
because of Barron.
It really wouldn't. That would not be the right pick.
Anybody against Jeremiah Smith and Ohio State, and now with this defense,
He might be the best player with a first-round grade at that point, though. Yeah.
They just got better.
But then again, they need
and DJ, you're alluding to him.
They need tackles. They need offensive line.
He might be the best on the board at that point.
McMillan played well for them. This is where size matters. You're getting a much bigger, stronger, more physical.
Oh shit!
Here we go. Is it gonna be dart or standard?
Could you imagine?
Or Milrow? Or Hampton?
Get back to throwing the football around.
It can't be. Well,
Los Angeles Chargers are going to run it. Jahdae Barron can handle both of those.
All right, Mike Collins on the phone, gents, and is Shedeur Sanders on the other end of the line? I mean, that
Yeah,
is basically
I mean, you've been showing us the Shedeur
draft.
Sanders
If
home
Shedeur
all
wasn't gonna
night.
go third overall to the Giants or ninth
that it?
overall to the Saints, then would he go to Pittsburgh? I don't know if this is a live shot or not, but it does look like Shedeur is waiting. And this is moments ago, we're told. So if it doesn't happen here, the only question is when does it happen tonight?
Shazam!
And if it's not Shedeur, who could it be? I know they were really
and see their fan bases mixed reactions about him too.
Is it me or does like Deion still look like he could play?
Still sitting there, DJ out of Oregon. Yeah, I mean, he's my highest rated defensive tackle that's still out there right now.
And you could see, again, the players in your top 20 that are still on the board there. But
God, there's some players on the board, bro.
I mean, we can go think about defense all we want. This organization
This is
a trigger man. They need a quarterback.
If they're not taking
They
it
need
here,
a trigger man.
does that say
I
that
like
they
that.
feel like they know they're getting Aaron Rodgers, or that they have an absolute plan? Because if you're not taking one here, and obviously you can have Rodgers and still take a quarterback, but if you're not taking one here, you're telling your fans you've got a plan in place.
Now, look, I'm just telling you guys, if you went back and read my Kenny Pickett report, his strengths and weaknesses lined up with Shedeur's strengths and weaknesses as a player. They took one ride on that roller coaster in the
33 takeaways.
I don't know that they're going to do
33 takeaways with one of the worst offenses in the league.
Draft, and we're not understating.
Yeah, 33 takeaways.
Yeah.
You scored one of the fewest amounts per game.
With the 21st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Harmon.
Whoa!
Tackle, Oregon.
Right there in the middle of their defensive line.
Somebody ought to get Shedeur right now. Someone needs to go up and get Shedeur.
The line of scrimmage constantly. You see his quickness. He was at Michigan State transfer.
Right now, there's teams going.
But the scheme that he wanted.
There's nobody right now.
That's what he did for Oregon all
that
year long.
desperately need a quarterback from here to the second round.
I know.
So
this is actually a good pick for them.
And Shedeur Sanders are going to probably fall in the second round. Unless the Rams decide freaking take Sanders or something like that. I don't know. I'd rather them not, though. Not with the players they have on the board still. Good God.
This is actually a good pick for them.
And it does not appear they will have the draft.
Good pick for them. They didn't go and get Shedeur now.
Tomorrow, but for the moment,
so maybe they're thinking about Slaw or
with the Chargers and then the hometown
Chargers
after that.
Could this be Hampton right here?
This is a Steeler pick.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're a financial services company too. Like he's so much more.
Shedeur, my God, Shedeur, I'm rooting for you now.
Insurance
I'm rooting for you.
Financial services also.
Check out the new whip. Tight. Fully custom. How many Bud Lights can you fit in that puppy? As many Bud Lights as it takes. A lot of Bud Lights. I'll give you one of those.
Why do 80% of NFL players choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Because the higher my sleep IQ score, the better I play. But that's not the only reason.
He likes his side firm. I like my side soft.
Sleep Number does that. Effortless comfort all night. So sleeping on a smart bed is why you can play like this?
Yeah, because I also like to sleep cool.
And I like to sleep even cooler.
And I really like it when we both get what we want.
Sleep Number does that. Meet the Sleep Number Climate Cool smart bed. Sleep up to 15 degrees cooler on each side. Visit a Sleep Number store near you.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't give up. You stand your ground. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer and have tried hormone therapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy. It's a different treatment that targets PSMA-positive cells. It's now FDA approved after one hormone therapy and before chemotherapy. Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause fetal harm. Drink plenty of fluids, urinate often, use contraception, and talk to your doctor about ways to reduce the risk of exposing others to radiation during and after treatment. Pluvicto can cause low levels of blood cell counts, kidney problems, and infertility. Tell your doctor if you have weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, bleeding bleeding or bruising more easily, an infection, or changes in urination. Side effects include decreased blood cell counts, tiredness, dry mouth, nausea, appetite loss, joint or back pain, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Pluvicto, because every day without cancer progression is a victory.
Check out the new whip. Tight, fully custom. How many Bud Lights can you fit in that puppy? As many Bud Lights as it takes. It's a lot of Bud Lights.
I can't see it.
Give me one of those.
Nationwide is so
No,
much
no,
more
I
than a
can't
great
see
insurance
what you're
company.
showing me, dude.
They're also one of America's largest financial services companies. Like, he's so much more than Saquon Barkley.
I'm also Saquon Barkley.
Oh, man, he struck my uniform. Whoever did.
Calm in, stress out.
I'll never remember all this.
Either needs to go out.
When things get intense, we get incense. What a nice cleansing
All right,
surprise.
enough
For
commercials.
your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
This driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to Green Bay. The Chargers have less than 4 minutes to make their selection. Then it'll be the hometown.
Maybe
team
not
at
Hampton,
the
though, because they have
moment
Najee.
here. One would think this is the biggest.
Maybe
tailgate
Golden?
in
Not,
Wisconsin.
Or
not
no.
your dick.
125,000 people.
They need to go defense here.
Right now. What in the
Let's not get confused. Not confused. Let's not get all
And what the hell is going on with that guy
on board with the idea that the Chargers are done drafting a running back. They're not.
Okay.
I don't know about this high.
Charger
We saw Denver just punted.
Yeah. Maybe Mike Green right here. They lost Bosa.
Tomorrow's going to be action packed. Just like we originally thought.
I'll miss the first hour of it.
So here we go. Here's the Chargers with their pick.
Jimmy you lost Loveland. How are you going to make up for that?
Players available. And there's a
I don't think signing Najee Harris precludes them from taking a running back in this draft. I don't.
No.
Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I had him taking Travion Henderson in the mock draft, even though they brought in Najee Harris. That'd be a nice compliment, kind of a thunder lightning thing there for the Chargers. But you look at some of these other guys that are available. Matthew Golden, some real speed on the outside at receiver. But the other one I'm staring at, you think that Jesse Minter and company are familiar with Will Johnson, who has kind of slid down? And
True.
It's proof of concept. They've seen him.
They need DBs.
There's one team that would get over an injury concern because they've been with him and they've seen him, and he's been productive for them. It would be Jesse Minter and Jim Harbaugh with Will
Stay the course. Stay the course.
They saw his best football a couple of years ago. That'd be interesting.
Ian Rappaport with some knowledge as to why they're taking it down to the end here. Less than 2 minutes to go, Ian.
First of all, as far as the Chargers go, they are receiving incoming calls about teams potentially trying to trade with them. We'll see what that ends up being. I want to address the Will Johnson.
Yeah. Solo. That one surprised me. They picked Shador, actually.
From what I understand, he had a knee
It pissed off.
that got red flags.
It pissed off a lot of Rams fan base, but
that is why he has fallen. Not as much the speed thing, more the concern.
I don't think they would though.
National championship season, folks were talking about a top 5 pick for.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
If he was healthy, he would have been. Right. Wouldn't you?
Jazzy.
Been up there. Well, I mean, to me,
You got Derek Harmon. You made the right pick as far as I'm concerned. You made the right pick.
Okay, maybe he's not a fit for us. The Chargers.
That's the Steelers' pick, getting that linebacker. They obviously have an idea. They don't need to get Shador there. And if somebody does draft Shador in this round, they don't need to make that move now.
What do you think?
No.
I was in that stadium in Houston when they lost.
They don't need to make that move.
But I just felt like
I don't know how they're going to be able to get capital for another pick, but
guys who can win when you're going to see
they must have a plan.
Who can kind of lock you up.
Pickens.
More than
Trade George Pickens.
That speed can come in the way of a tight end.
You'll get capital that way.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Remember they lost Josh Palmer, big target.
That would be
Green Bay.
Mike Williams.
That would be a good course of action. I don't know why you decided to get. I don't know why you decided to get DK Metcalf
about right there.
to
But
play
it's not just
alongside
the
of
Bulls mentioned
George
him. You know, they
Pickens
know Will Johnson and know people.
with
But it's not
Mason
just
Rudolph
Michigan
throwing the
guys.
ball.
It's all the people
Yeah.
that they've coached on
Well,
the staff,
Tyler,
guys who know
yeah,
players.
Tyler
They
Shook.
don't mind bringing in those guys.
I guess in the
Well,
third
he
round.
needs to sit for a year.
I guess.
Phone call, celebratory phone call with
I
whoever
guess.
they've just selected.
I don't think Tyler. I don't think Tyler Shuck can just be plug and play.
And Tyler Shook is like same age as the both of you, but I mean, he'll be there.
Yeah.
You'll get a bunch of picks. I mean, a bunch of selections.
He's the fastest wide receiver. I mean,
You'll probably get Quinn Ewers there in the third. Of course, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get Dylan Gabriel. You're gonna get Kyle
I hate
McCord.
Dylan Gabriel is my least favorite quarterback in this draft.
Kyle McCord.
Kyle McCord, he needs to sit though too. A lot of these quarterbacks need to sit. All right, what we're going to do here, Chargers.
Mason going to be a gunslinger.
Both on your draft board still sitting up there.
Yeah, and he's an off-the-ball linebacker. Some believe he could rush off of the edge. They've got stud.
God, there's some freaking
that they really like there. So that one
good players still.
I love
Good
him. I just
Lord.
don't know for them exactly how we would fit their value at this point.
The pick is in, baby. Let's go.
A few flags thrown up about the injury
Still
situation.
throwing up. I'm still throwing from that Buka pick.
Some shoulder situations there, so I think that's why he's falling to this point. But this Chargers pick is, to me, it's fascinating because of all the areas they could go. We've seen this a couple of times. Colts, they had a pick of the list.
It holds very little value in redraft.
I feel like that's a similar situation with the Chargers.
Unless it's going to be like the last round, second to last round value.
Who do we like best on our board?
You just to add them onto your team and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like here.
In Dynasty, you'll listen. If you don't need him this, if you don't need to use him this year, he's still a first round pick, late second.
Yeah. Hampton.
Is it? It's a Miami Hampton.
Mercy's saying that he's ahead of us.
With the 22nd pick.
And that's what we said too. I said Hampton.
NFL draft. The Los Angeles Chargers select Omarion Hampton, running back.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Good pick.
Yeah, look, Najee on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Najee, he's not that. I mean, he's good, but he's not that.
Look, you remind me of Jonathan Taylor. You see this big back.
He's good.
If Henderson falls to Denver in the second round, that's gonna be a freaking the AFC West, except for Kansas City. They've got three teams with freaking just outrageous freaking running backs.
That's my call. My call is that one of the Ohio State running backs winds up staying in the area to the Browns. That's my call.
Yeah.
Najee back to the Steelers in 26. I highly doubt that.
All right, Houston now.
Highly doubt that.
Does Green Bay go Burden here?
Lex Luthor. Golden would be a pick. Golden would be a pick here.
The blueprint he used at San Diego and San Francisco and Stanford.
Maybe a little bit too similar to Jaden Reed, but
Burden might be a better pick because
this is a back that is versatile. He's a workhorse player. He had 25 touches in 8 different games.
well, they might go deep and go too.
The 1940 draft was held in December of 1939.
Who's the number one pick
in Milwaukee?
Do you know the number one pick was?
Who was that?
When George
All right, Murphy's ahead of us. He's saying Will Johnson. I don't know if he's that far ahead of us or not. I don't know if they go Will Johnson.
George Capco was
They might. They need DBs.
The reason why I mentioned all this was not for you to cake for Tennessee.
that's what you're calling Will Johnson?
That's what he's. Yeah.
It's because
Will Johnson says yes.
I like the Matthew Golden here.
Yeah, I like Golden or Burden.
We have reached the moment
Because they don't.
where the first
They're in dire need of a wide receiver one.
Unless you consider Romeo Dobbs a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver, which I don't.
He's one hit on the head away too. You know,
I had them going corner when you fill out the mock draft.
Watson is injury prone.
But oh, how ironic it would be with Matthew Golden, who's my top receiver that's left on the board after all.
That's right. They never drafted a wide receiver in the first round
They
either.
refused to do it. What? Maybe they just didn't want to play a road game. Maybe they wanted to bring the draft to them.
No, they've drafted a wide receiver in the first round.
Who was it from Florida State that they took?
Javon Walker.
There you go.
2002.
Yeah, who Brett Favre famously basically told him to
Javon Skywalker.
Remember that? That was a big moment.
Yeah.
He's from the Skywalker lineage.
They took a wide
Yeah.
receiver in the first round. They have taken pass catchers in the first
He was
round.
pretty good too. That was my first year that I played. That's when I started, 2002, if I remember correctly. He had some pretty good seasons.
From
Yeah.
this,
Yeah, he
awesome
did.
draft moment. And the German Packer is here. I know
He's
you
a
were
bigger
asking
wide receiver too, if I remember
By
right.
the way, we have heard Country Roads already.
What a scene. My goodness gracious.
By the way, I was asked before this draft, how many people are going to show up to this thing? The answer, all of them.
Yeah, that's
Good God.
Yeah.
a lot of cheese curds in that crowd.
Remember the
How do you get to the bathroom in a crowd like that?
had
That's
a population of 107,000 people.
You don't like
Each brought a buddy.
like New Year's Eve in Times Square. Once you enter the perimeter, no bathroom.
If they go wide
One second,
receiver, this place is going to explode.
Where's the base?
Oh, they have meat hogs.
Walking in here, everyone, all of it. They better not trade. We want a wide receiver.
All right, come on.
I mean, you just hear it out there. If they go wide receiver here, this place will explode.
Could you imagine that they do finally, for the first time in 28
awesome.
years, choose a wide receiver for, and then Matthew Golden
Well,
would come out. He'd have
is this going to be like some sort of like concert for the pick? I mean,
Last year was a Terry Arnold.
Yeah, the Terry Arnold moment with Detroit going.
Lofton, a first rounder. Lofton.
So
Kenny
we're
Lofton.
waiting to hear
Yep.
on all this, and just one more
Kenny
reminder
Lofton.
again. There are 10 more first-round picks.
Played for Green Bay, then he played for the
More picks
Raiders.
that have a fifth year of contractual control associated with it, and that's important to know.
All right,
That's
come on.
Usually, why a team trades back into the first round to get that fifth year of contractual control, and that's why they usually do it for a quarterback.
3 more picks.
The night began a few hours ago with Cam Ward being named the first overall.
The Rams are in a
pick of the
freaking
draft.
candy
The
store.
amount
Heading to a candy store right now.
quarterback named since then. The Giants went. They chose Apple.
But that was before 2002 Sterling Sharp.
Yeah, that was 19.
The Texas
Like
tackle,
1998,
and then moments ago, the
1999.
Steelers went
If not
defensive
before.
tackle
No,
Derek
before.
Harmon out of Oregon
Yeah.
instead of a quarterback.
Definitely
as well.
before.
These teams with young quarterbacks in the league that they believe in, they're supporting them in this draft. That's a theme of this draft so far. You know, you got Jackson Phillips, Travis Hunter.
You trying to tell me that they haven't made this pick yet?
What do the Patriots do? Let's protect them. You go. Will
He might be Sanders. Sanders might be the pick for the
This
Rams.
is an opportunity to tell Jordan Love, hey, we think you can go beat Minnesota. We think you can go beat
I wouldn't bother me at all.
Again, I love the idea of them going offense right now. They've tied for the third most drops in the National Football League. I know it's not what they've done historically. I understand that. Maybe I'm just biased for the moment right here with these,
Have you been, Mercy?
1,000 people behind
Going
me,
into
but
deployment anytime soon?
Jordan Love,
Or retiring anytime
this
soon?
division is going to need to score points.
But as of right now,
So they're playing against
we did see
Detroit,
the celebration.
Minnesota.
We did see the celebration in the draft room, but they have not put the words "the pick" is up yet. And we imagine when that happens, there will be a massive ovation. But the pick is in fact been made.
The pick is in.
Murphy, the longtime
It'd be a good pick right here for him.
president of the
John Starks.
The Malachi starts.
And I'm saying that, not in a derogatory manner. And
Safety
this
DB,
draft is
18 months.
essentially here in many reasons
Nice.
because of his
Nice.
lobbying, and so he will be out on the stage for this moment.
Where's your next deployment at?
And the Vikings are now on the clock, and as you can see, the fans have just learned the pick is in fact in. So here we go.
All right.
No way Brian Gutekunst was trading out of this one, Joel.
How cool is this? I'm just looking right behind us here.
They would fit in perfectly.
You've got a little kid on his dad's shoulders with his Reggie White jersey.
Hope you get to play a
So he
decent
can
place.
see over this crowd to find out who the Packers are
Oh.
going to take. I mean,
Yeah, and I see
All right, come
it's
on.
really cool.
What do we got here?
Packers gear on, and so many jerseys of the Packers. Not a single soul is looking this way right now.
If Matthew Golden's the pick, all those kids will be racing for their bikes right now to be first in line for the summer.
Tell you what, I got a lot of respect for the young lady with the Brian
Probably
Reeves
right.
jersey standing up in the midst of this crowd.
Probably right, Mercy.
Credit there. That's courage.
Thank you for your service, brother.
Steadfast in her belief.
And the Lions will be on the clock shortly. The Vikings are a minute in, and
What a career for Mark Murphy, huh?
the party's about to break out, guys.
Let's
because
go.
It's time to throw things to the draft stage. The first draft in Green Bay and the first round pick of the Packers to be announced.
And I need one to
Let's
take
set
away
things
with
to the
me. Look at this guy.
Come on. This is going to be a wide receiver.
Okay, Green Bay, it's your time. To make this historic pick, please give it up for first-team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, two-time
Oh,
Super Bowl champion,
you need the
and Packers president and CEO, Mark Murphy.
The president and CEO is making the pick.
Thank you, Roger.
All right.
How about this atmosphere? Isn't it unbelievable?
I think it's golden also. I'm going with golden.
Roger, thank you and the NFL for bringing the
Oh my
draft
God.
here to Green Bay for the
Come
best
on.
draft in the
Look how
history of
long
the
this
NFL.
pick
A lot
is
more
taking.
action here.
On behalf of the Packers, Packer fans here in Green Bay, Wisconsin,
Here we go. Let's go.
and everywhere, because our fans are everywhere, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the NFL Draft at Lambeau Field.
Okay. Thank you.
It is our honor and
Yes,
privilege
yes,
to
thank
host this
you.
wonderful event in our community,
Appreciate that.
particularly since we are the only community-owned team in the NFL.
Dorothy's broken too.
Just out of curiosity, how many of you are owners? Yes.
Who cares? Make the pick.
We also have the best owners in the NFL. And we also want to celebrate the special connection we have with our fans that dates back to the early days of professional football. With the 23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers
13 time.
for the first time since 2002.
There we go. You got it. You called it. Nice.
Oh, baby. Matthew Golden, wide receiver,
Nice.
He's here.
That makes up for the Mbuka.
Yep.
He's here.
Now we have a landing spot
Yep.
for a wide receiver.
Yeah. You think he jumps? He jumps with Buka in the draft now. I would think.
Green and gold named Golden. You can't script this any better. Everybody in this entire crowd wanted a wide receiver, Rich, and they came through for him.
Listen to this crowd.
Go, Pack, go.
We used to have wallpaper look like that in our bathroom when I was growing up.
Yeah.
All right, now we got Minnesota.
I think they trade out.
If not, then I think they go.
What they want. Let's bring a draft to Green Bay.
They go Malachi Starks or Mike Green.
Let's have 125,000 people. Let's chant "Go Pack Go" and have the first wide receiver.
Solo, how's this draft falling for the Ravens? Do you think?
2002, and let's have the
Ravens just want someone on defense.
And let's have the word golden.
And that
is what we call checking every
they need.
box.
I think they need safety and.
One coming up with it, writing it to me. This is now Matthew Green
This is
and
nuts.
Golden.
It's unbelievable. And by the way, this is also the greatest example of peer pressure that I've ever seen in my entire life. This should be in textbook.
So remember, the fans own the team.
Yeah, okay.
The fans own the team.
And there is
Yeah, I mean the only thing I would say is like it's a little too similar to Jaden Reed, but whatever, they'll figure that out.
But Jaden Reed is better as more so as a wide receiver too.
how he and his family were on hard times.
So right now they'll start the season with
He and his mom on hard times.
with Golden Reed and maybe Watson's out, so it'll be Golden Reed and Dobbs.
Now here he is, a first-round draft choice and a member of the Green Bay Packers, announced and introduced here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and this is someone who ran 4.29, but not just a speed receiver. You see a lot of snap in his routes. Watch him when he gets to the top, the separation, the big-time juice and burst he shows out of the break point. How about the ball skills? Look at this catch.
Jaden Reed.
Go out and get that one.
Jalen Reed.
Well received.
Jaden.
With this crowd here, the ball skills
a little similar,
ball, able to get back to it. The adjustment ability, again, not just a
fast
speed.
speed.
This guy's got natural route power.
Green Bay on three. Take a second.
Let me get a Green Bay on 3.
1, 2, 3. He doesn't know.
That was lackluster.
He went 1, 2, 3 Green Bay. He hasn't gotten the handbook yet.
Like we'll do it differently come preseason.
All right, Minnesota. What's Minnesota doing?
The kid on the bicycle
Minnesota is
He'll be all right.
they're freaking loaded. They're loaded.
Coming from the University of Houston, to Texas, there's other guys you thought that.
If anything, yeah. I mean, they would probably want to go with another corner.
Yeah.
Maybe a corner, a nickel guy,
Maybe Will Johnson right here then.
Or safety, right? Malachi. Malachi John Starks.
Malachi Starks, you got the kid from South Carolina.
Chicago looks like they're
or cornerback, you have Maxwell Harrison from Kentucky.
How many drops left?
I mean, other than that, they don't. What do they really need? What do they need? They don't really need that much.
Jordan Love's going to be real happy with this.
Jamie Erdahl, take it away with the man of the hour.
Matthew, this crowd just welcomed you with a cheer and a hug. You got the G on your chest.
Will Johnson, yeah.
For you tonight, Matthew Golden wearing the green and gold.
Yeah, it was all a part of the plan, man. God made me wait this long, and it was for a reason, man. I can't thank him enough.
You get to make a lot of decisions now about your life, but one of which it sounds like you want to do something really special.
God made me wait this long.
Well, yeah, sunglasses on when it's dark out.
To my grandma, you know, we lost our property a couple years ago. And, I just want to get back to my family, man. And they did so much for me, and they put me in this position. So all I can do is get back to them.
All right, I like you, kid.
You got a whole lot of new family here tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So I had Brian Gutekunst on my show yesterday. The guest after him was and then when Gutekunst got up out of the chair and Golden walked over to
you texted Melissa?
Hugged each other like they had met each other before. It wasn't their first time meeting.
Vikings pick is in.
Time that would be 24 hours later, the first wide receiver taken by a Green Bay Packer. By the way, in Matthew Golden's lifetime,
He's good.
Because he
he is good.
Year after Javon Walker was taken first.
That's awesome.
He's still a little bit raw, a little bit. Golden's good.
I'm just telling you, it was a neat moment right there.
It's a great moment.
And then now here's a buzzkill for Green Bay because it's a Vikings pick.
Are they keeping the pick?
Yep.
With the 24th pick
Malachi Starks.
in the
Or
2025
Harrison.
NFL Draft, the
Or Green.
Minnesota Vikings select Donovan Jackson.
Donovan.
Ohio State.
Guard.
Donovan Jackson.
They just
All right, so Donovan Jackson is going to Minnesota. Daniel?
Yeah, Minnesota.
Okay, well,
to
that-
invest in this offensive line. He started out at left guard initially.
That's
for Ohio
surprising.
State, but due to injury to Simmons, Josh
Yeah, let
Simmons,
it
he had to
stick.
kick out and play left tackle, where he more than held his own.
Like I said, this was a luxury. This was a luxury pick.
They're weaker on the defense.
It's actually.
I think Giants are making the trade.
He can knock you off the ball. He plays with outstanding temperament and motor. I love that about him. He's athletic enough on the backside.
So who's Giants coming to get then? Shador?
Cutback runs.
Shadori?
Well, his job is to protect somebody.
Holy smokes.
J.J. McCarthy. Look who's on the clock, guys. The New York Giants have just moved up. Here we go. Oh, it'll be on when we come back.
Oh, if they go with Shador now. That kills my plan. It probably kills my
They're also
plan.
one of America's largest financial
What was
services
your plan?
companies. Like he's so much more than Saquon Barkley.
I'm also
My plan is Arch.
Oh, man, he struck my uniform. Whoever did.
Oh, yeah, Dart too.
If it's
Or
Jackson
Dart.
Dart, if it's
I'll never
Jackson
remember all
Dart, I don't think that
this.
kills the
Relax,
plan.
When things get
But I think
intense,
Shador
we
would
get
kill the plan.
insights.
The 2026 plan.
What a nice cleansing surprise.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Check out the new whip. Tight, fully custom. How many Bud Lights?
The Giants moved
as many Bud
up
Lights as it
here
takes. A lot of Bud Lights.
to this
Give me one of
spot
those.
because they didn't
What do
think
you
that
do
this
when things
player
get
would
tough?
be available
You
to
don't
them
give up.
early
You
tomorrow.
stand your ground.
Because they
If
hold
you've been
an early
diagnosed with
pick as
metastatic
well.
prostate cancer
Right.
and have tried
In
hormone
round 2.
therapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is
So,
not chemotherapy. It's a
They
different
must think
treatment
that
that
somebody's going to
targets
get Sanders or
PSMA
something,
positive
then.
cells. It's
But
now
once
We know,
they
we
do that-
know,
approved
we
after
know
one
it wouldn't.
hormone
Now we know
therapy and
Tennessee's
before
got an early
chemotherapy.
pick tomorrow, but that's
Pluvicto
not
involves
quarterback.
contact with radioactivity,
Right.
which
We
may
know
increase the
Cleveland's-
risk for cancer and cause fetal harm.
Cleveland's
Drink plenty of
leading off
fluids,
the
urinate
round.
often, use contraception, and talk to your
They
doctor
need a
about ways to
quarterback.
reduce the risk of
So they got a
exposing others to
34, the
radiation during and
34
after
pick,
treatment.
99, and
Pluvicto can cause
2026
low
third
levels of
round
blood
pick.
cell counts, kidney problems, and infertility. Tell your doctor if you have weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, bleeding or bruising more easily, an infection, or changes in urination. Side effects include decreased
34,
blood cell counts,
99,
tiredness, dry mouth, nausea,
and
appetite loss,
2026.
joint or back pain, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Pluvicto because every day without cancer progression is a victory.
At Vistaprint, we print signs so people can see your brand up close. But we also print signs so that people can see your business here. See it here.
Look,
and see it here.
the Giants
So you
also
stand out.
they also
Even
did
when
a
they're
lot of work on
way
Shador
back
Sanders.
here. Get 20%
They did a
off signs
lot
and
of freaking
banners
work.
at Vistaprint.com.
And remember, they
Nationwide
went
is so
back
much more
to
than a great
that
insurance company.
that
They're also
second
one of
private
America's
workout
largest
with them
financial
too.
services companies.
That was
He's so much more
always
than Saquon
scheduled.
Barkley.
They've been looking at Shador Sanders for like from what I read, like damn near since the beginning of last season.
Right.
They were watching him. No, but that last workout with Shador, remember they went to go see Milroe after that,
Yeah.
and Shuck the day after that. So those were always scheduled at that time.
Well, and
Dart.
remember the GM's son posted on his Instagram Dart, and then dad made him take it down. Oh, Dart.
Shador.
See,
Shador looks so happy, smiling and laughing. Shador.
Green Bay's been asking for the last 23 years, and then
so Dart. They're saying Dart's the pick.
picks tomorrow night.
The Texans received a
Round
second
draft
round.
That's a compensatory pick they sent to Houston for tomorrow night, and a third round pick.
So the
next
Giants
year.
just got rid of a second and a third?
And
Yeah.
Wow.
One with
Wow.
a quarterback.
Yeah.
Shador is smiling in his spot. Question is if he's letting that be his umbrella or is he a New York Giant? Daniel Jeremiah, you said it was going to be a trade up for Jackson Dart last night. Is that what you think?
I felt like that was their preference with the quarterback.
Yeah, maybe Shador's laughing.
A ton of work on him. And
He's laughing the fact that it's
I
Dart
just
before
thought
him.
he's a little more physical of a quarterback when you think about the division and where they play. I think that looks to me more like a Jackson Dart fit with the New York Giants. I thought they might be a little more aggressive.
The Rams have
about Pittsburgh.
Yep, Sanders still in play. Rams have too many choices here.
And Pittsburgh did not take a quarterback, and now they were patient. That was not a price they had to pay.
I don't think they might not go Sanders though.
Shador.
And Abdul Carter on board.
And by the way,
Shazam!
25. That's only 22 slots.
Maybe. Okay, right. They've been watching him.
It wouldn't surprise me.
They've
I
been
mean, that makes
watching
this
him.
awkward sit for a year behind Stafford.
They've been scouting him. They've been watching him. How about this last time that they went to go see him? They didn't like what they saw.
Maybe.
Right? I mean, why can't that be true?
It could be true.
Like shit, you know what? I mean, like your arm has gotten stronger playing a whole full college season at Colorado, according to us.
And they still have
I want Sanders too.
You're not any more mobile.
And they got 2 vets to handle their business at the position this
I
year.
wouldn't mind Sanders there too, but they're.
If you're looking at the 2 quarterbacks,
there's some good defensive players out there.
Damn.
And the Rams might pick Josh Simmons too, let him sit him for a year.
You know, they probably are looking at
To take Hammerstein's spot.
Near-term playability. Play right.
Meanwhile, at the same time, as we're waiting for this, the Rams just traded out, and Atlanta traded a 1 in next year's draft to move up to take the pick that's coming after.
The Houston Texans have traded.
So what are the freaking Rams going to get then?
To the New York Giants.
Shador.
With the 25th pick in the 2025.
No,
NFL
the Rams
draft,
traded out. So
the New York Giants select Jackson Dart, quarterback, Mississippi.
So it is
the old Sam plan with
Jackson Dart.
I want to see what the Rams freaking got.
He is going to the division with Dak and Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels. He is going to be a guy who has every shot in the world to be the quarterback of the Giants. One would think, if not this year, then certainly in future years. What a moment!
I think Brian Dable
sitting in Utah right now, going to Broadway to be the
just
Giants quarterback.
in serious conversations, like no joke.
Quarterback Ole Miss
He
is gonna
probably
have fun
thinks he
throwing to
could
Malik
get
Nabers at
more out of
LSU.
Dart than he can with
LSU,
Shador.
the SEC
Yeah, I'm
rivals
still-
gonna get along quite
That's
well.
gotta be
They
it.
grow up together. This is
I'm
someone who
over
got
it.
better every year. You
I
see
don't
They
get the
probably-
Rams
they-
thing.
Jalen Hurts, and that's
I
what
don't
that
They
remember-
probably-
you're buying into someone who just continues to.
I don't understand
improve.
Rams trading
Look at
out.
what he does
With
with
all
these
those
kind of
freaking
up and
players
down
that they
throws,
need
over linebackers,
that were right there
under
they could
safeties, that
freaking
shows you the
draft.
touch, the ability to
So they better
escape
got some
rushers
freaking good
and
picks
get
back.
away
What,
and
the
make
Fa-
plays
the Falcons
down
are
the field.
moving
We see
too,
deep
huh?
ball here, right
Falcons
on the
moved
money.
up to the Rams.
Nice,
Rams moved
pairing
back.
of wide receivers to throw the ball to there at Ole Miss. The pocket
You're
movement,
behind.
All right.
you see him climb
I
up
am
in the
behind.
pocket,
I'm
force
still going
pressure,
over the
and
Jackson
he was
Dart
effective
pick.
as a runner,
Yeah,
no
I'm
doubt,
past that
for
now
Lane
because
Kiffin
that.
in that offense. And Charles, I think there's something to the fact. I know you're going to
So,
have pressure. You're
the
going into
Rams
New York,
aren't
you're a
picking, huh?
quarterback, you're going to have
Nope.
pressure. He's going to be the second
Do you
one
want to
to
go?
speak at the
Absolutely.
press conference. At least you've
I
got
thought they'd
Andrew
trade
Carter.
You
back.
waited all, you
but-
waited all this time. You
Confident
must
he
be
would have been
pissed.
the third pick in the
Yeah, a
draft,
little bit.
in my opinion.
Well, I'm pissed because of all the players that are there for them to freaking pick from. You know?
It's not there, but here's the other
That's what I
part.
don't
You're gonna
freaking
do
get.
all the connecting of the
They might,
So
dots.
so they
Atlanta-
could just,
Ole Miss
they,
connection.
So what?
might,
Atlanta-
they
Atlanta
might
will
have a
get-
plan.
Now we got another
They might have a
quarterback
plan
Atlanta
to
will
there.
go
move
defense
And
up.
guess what,
again.
folks? It all
Good
started
for
with
them.
Charlie
If there-
Connerly
If there's
out of
one
Ole Miss.
organization
And guess who won the
out of
Connerly
all these
Award
teams
last year?
besides
As
the
top player in the
Eagles
state of Mississippi,
that I would
Jackson
have the
Dart.
most
This
confidence
kid
in
is schooled in it,
maneuvering up and
understands
down
it.
a
I,
draft
Gotta
board,
deal
do.
with it going to
I
New
do.
York.
I
think he's in
do.
a great
But when you
situation
had
where he doesn't have to
those
start
players
right
on the
away, as
board
you said,
still,
Joel. Yeah, Kurt, I know that you like
why trade?
Jackson Dart. I'd be interested to hear your
Atlanta, what,
thoughts
I mean,
on
that's
his
why I see
game.
almost hit the packages, you
guys,
know.
I think this is so much about style. Now, he's not Josh Allen, but we think about what Brian Daboll did with Josh Allen, and that he wants a quarterback that can move, the design runs, the movement scheme that he likes to have.
Yeah.
The second level throws, which Josh Allen was so good at in Buffalo.
Brian
is what
Dable
Jackson
could
Dart, to me,
probably
separated himself with
maximize
group. Best
this
intermediate
quarterback
thrower, I thought,
and the
of this
potential
group of
over
quarterbacks.
Shador
So,
Sanders,
Sanders,
and
I
they
know
put, and they
wanted
were
him to
probably
be the guy, but I just think
they were probably
style-wise, what
disgusted with the
Dable
fact that they had to pass Shador over.
Jackson
You know,
Because they
you know,
obviously
Scott just put
they
up
spent so much time on him.
that's kind of guy he is. And
freaking neighbors. Malik is freaking happy as hell right now because he probably Dart has one of the best deep ball throws in this class too.
Well, let's not. Yes, yes. I don't see Jackson Dart starting week one either.
Okay, so the Rams
They're
got.
waiting to hear his name. We assuming Atlanta's
The Giants are going to let Russ start.
into the first round to select him. So let's just place that aside for the moment.
All right, so Rams got 46, 244 in next year's first round picks. They have 2 firsts next year. Okay.
And they got a 2026 first. That's a good deal.
Yeah, I'll take that.
First rounder next year, and get a third from the Rams.
That's a hell of a good deal.
Yeah, that's a good deal. You know what that does? That gives them 2 first round picks next year.
So
yes.
You know what that does?
Now in Los Angeles,
If Archie Manning's there.
Kind of the middle of the
Yes, it does.
So now I'm happy. Okay.
2 threes, a for 4 6.
It does. It absolutely does. Along with the Saints, probably along with the Steelers. Yeah, it's gonna be a sweepstakes.
Yeah, there's
for
still
him.
some good players. Yeah, there's still good players from the pick from at 46.
You're getting it's going to be a sweepstakes just because of the name.
Los Angeles Rams
The name. That's all.
Pick to the Atlanta Falcons with the 26th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.
Here, that's good. Nice.
The Atlanta Falcons select James Pierce Jr. Defensive end, Tennessee.
More dogs.
I need it.
More dogs.
I need to make
For
sure
the
I
Falcons. I love it. So the Falcons really gave up that much to the Rams to get this guy now? This late?
Yeah.
I think the Rams fleeced them.
I think so too.
I mean, I'm sure this guy's good from Tennessee.
Well, it's funny because
Texas, whatever. Was it Tennessee or Texas? Tennessee.
Me
But I don't know. But all that capital for him?
Me and AB had a conversation about James Pierce, and he said that he's not going to fall around. He's not going to fall at 26. He was like, did on serious, like, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Guess what? Something just freaking happened.
It's a fleece. They got fleeced.
I think what's interesting about this for me, guys, is that when you're looking at James Pierce,
and next year's class is good.
It's probably it's almost like a pick swap, a first round swap, just swapping years.
Yeah.
And you choked over a second and a third this year.
And then what happens if Atlanta just shits the bed next year, and they have a top 10 pick?
You mean the Rams have a top 10 pick?
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Rich, DJ is right. The Falcons came this close to picking James Pierce at number 15 overall. They have, in fact, done extensive homework on his character, trying to understand the immaturity. They've talked to
All right, Baltimore's up. They got 80 billion everybody. They get Malachi Starks here. Baltimore can.
Yesterday, doing late homework on Pierce, believe in the culture that Raheem Morris has created. Rich, James Pierce, now Falcon.
Keep up with every pick on NFL.com with the draft tracker presented by Lexus. So it's the
freaking
first
second round can be
year,
crazy, man.
Single first round traded between the league years beginning. And
So
the
that's
draft
three.
beginning. And we saw
three
not only multiple
trades.
first-round picks traded tonight, but involving 2 first-round picks in next year's draft. Unbelievable. In the trades tonight.
Shazam!
Ravens, Lions, Commanders, Bills coming up.
Shidori.
At Vistaprint, we print signs so people can see your brand up close.
That's my
But
name
we
for
also
him
print
now.
signs so that people can
It's
see
either
your
Shazam
business here,
or
see it here,
Shidori.
and see it here, so you stand out, even when they're way back here. Get 20% off signs and banners at Vistaprint.com.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam.
If Shador winds up being a third-round pick,
Sheila? Mom?
that would be so monumental.
And if you don't have the right home coverage, you might have to kiss your savings goodbye.
It would.
I don't
And
see
they're
that.
saying they said that he might fall out of the first. Man, if he
Just
falls
like
all the way to the third, yeah, you're right, Mercy. It is Deontay Haight.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects.
I don't know if it's
Taking care
Dion
of your
Haight
home
as much as
easy
it
with
is
Thumbtack.
how he interviewed
Download the Thumbtack app and
and
start
how he
looking for your
protected
home
himself
today.
as well.
Car
That came
breakdowns can
across
wreck
like
your
an entitled,
I had a sensor light up
You know,
on my
Supposedly, yeah.
dashboard. 20
snob, arrogant, whatever the hell it was. So I mean, I'm not sure. Like, how do you hate Dion?
Well,
Yeah,
from
what's there to hate?
What somebody said, I can't remember who wrote it. Was that was it McShay?
He's a Hall of
That said
Famer in
that-
2 sports, practically.
Yeah. McShay, I think it was McShay that said that an executive said that his body language and he felt like he was entitled.
Yeah.
And that he was passing blame on teammates. I
He
never
ki-
saw any of that.
He kind of looks like that in what we're seeing here. You know, just by the footage at his watch party.
Yeah.
Like he's smiling, he's having a good time. I guess he's trying to keep a good attitude. But yeah, it's like, you know, like he's just like just brushing all this off, kind of cocky, kind of arrogant. Yeah. But at the same time, as much as we're calling the Arch Manning sweepstakes because of that last name, you gotta put some credence into this kid's last name as well.
Right.
So to fall into a third round, that to me that would be criminal.
That'd be crazy.
That would be criminal. So some damn team in the second round tomorrow.
Well, you have Cleveland. Cleveland
right.
and the Raiders. Cleveland and the Raiders right now.
Some team tomorrow is going to be like, you know what? We're hitting a home run getting him now.
All right.
Yes.
So Solo says Starks the pick.
Malachi John Starks.
So many in-network dog spawns off doc.
Oh.
Hey guys, you've been great tonight. The Rhino's been great tonight. The Rhino's been here for 3 hours, 8 minutes just to see the Rams trade out of the first for more draft capital. He put his jersey on just tonight.
I did.
His jersey off.
I put my Eric Dixon jersey on, man.
They're not.
And small business days are here now through Sunday.
No, but Arch Manning did with Eli.
Let me tell you, right? I mean, like they're smarter than that. They're businessmen, Mannings. They would never. They're not going to be that outspoken. They keep shit tight, internal. That's why they're successful.
Now watch. I'm gonna get home from work.
Same thing applies. 21 years ago, same thing. Archie Manning to Peyton Manning.
I'm gonna miss the Rams pick next tomorrow. I'm gonna miss the Rams pick tomorrow at 46. I might not be home by then. I might be.
So, Uncle Jazzy, Solo Goat, you guys are more than welcome to come on. I told Rhino to tell you guys earlier in the week. You're more than welcome to come on. Let me know. Give me a text. Shoot me a DM. You want to watch the round 2 with us?
It's a good pick for
start. Right here with this guy, with that guy, number 13. By all means, you're more than welcome to. If not, you want to hang out right there in the mother effing chat. We love it. Jazzy, don't forget to like the video. Solo Goat, like the video. Rhino, like the video.
I will when I get off.
You have to like, you have to like the videos like I like the videos. I don't know. Johnny Starks, baby.
He's a stud, man. He's a stud.
Written, and so it has now been done.
Once you get off work,
coming out of the green room,
you know how to get in contact with me. One way or another. You know how to get in contact with me. And I send you a link.
Yeah, this is someone who can play in the nickel, can play as the high safety. I think with the Ravens,
we're gonna get running backs tomorrow night. We're gonna get more of the wide receivers. Yep, we're gonna get more of the wide receivers. We should get Elijah Arroyo tomorrow night. Mason Taylor tomorrow night.
Excellent communicator and excellent leader.
Yeah.
He is down the field.
We should get Shadori. We'll get Shadori tomorrow night.
Milrow tomorrow night.
Right out the shoot. How about this play? Watch him go up and get it. That was the season.
Maybe Milrow tonight.
So that was it. And so you want
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I'm glad you don't think so, because I didn't think so either. But everybody and their grandmother thought so because you got an invitation. Didn't mean anything. Doesn't mean what.
What I love is he is such
I think because the draft didn't go the way people thought it was going to go, in a way.
And he has been not only a great player for them, but
That-
a great leader,
that's
like
why.
you mentioned. And for my money, at least, CD, when I look at what he can
The
do,
people are going off what they see on like mock drafts and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
he can go be on top of the Christmas tree, and everything, but you can also start moving him around because he is confident enough in his football IQ where you've got a versatile piece in that second.
Josh Hamilton, that's tight, man.
I know you're salivating over that for sure.
Head coach used to specialize in. Kirby Smart was a secondary player in college football. Second thing is,
We knew they were doing defense. I mean that was the low hanging fruit of the night. That is the safest damn damn bet you could have made.
And there is a pride on the defensive side of the ball. And last year, guys, it was not good enough. This was the 31st pass defense in the league. They were
If I would have bet
that's not up to their standard.
Got better about the
two teams that were going to draft defense in round one, I would have taken the Ravens and I would have bet the Bucks, and I would have lost my shirt on the Bucks.
Yeah.
At the draft party.
This will help Zach Orr in his second year as the defensive coordinator in a big way.
No question.
All right.
And so the
Two more
Lions
picks.
pick is now in. The team that won and done the top-seeded Lions last year, the Washington Commanders, is now on the clock. And it's the Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles.
Meet Washington.
Cleveland Browns.
Let's not act surprised if they draft a running back.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
They may do a little running back here. And I don't mean little. I don't mean little in size, but
right.
They don't have to move. Based off of what's
Maybe Henderson or Henderson, Junkins, or Caleb Johnson, or maybe defense.
So all you're worried about Cleveland, is there someone else out there that you have to worry about jumping?
It would have to be
Detroit, though.
Or maybe New Orleans trying to jump.
Detroit's not going.
Back in. I don't know.
I'm old enough to remember when the Browns fans woke up this morning and thought they might get both Hunter and Sanders. Yep. I mean, think about the twists and turns.
Well, they had the opportunity to get Travis Hunter, and they passed up on it.
I can't believe that still.
Jacksonville's offer to come up from 5. They've got Jacksonville's first rounder in their back pocket if they want to go and get a quarterback in next
Detroit
year's draft, which
defense.
everybody says is a deeper quarterback draft than the one this year. And another team that might need a quarterback for the future with their quarterback currently at age 37. And the Rams, they now have a second first rounder in next year's draft for that as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's looking deep over the steering wheel for the moment. Let's welcome Malachi Starks to the stage with Jamie Erdogan.
I just got my first hug of the night from one of the draft prospects. You just hugged Roger Goodell for the longest time. What was the meaning behind such a long embrace with him?
It's been a long week, and just kind of be able to meet him throughout the week and just kind of watch him as a kid since I was a kid and be up here with him. And, I've been waiting for a long time in that room back there, and I'm ready to go to work.
You got some time with your family while you waited. What has your family done for you to get you to this moment?
Oh, they've been doing it. Oh, there she is.
All the sacrifices that they made for me. My mom, my dad, I told him I
Love to find out who that is.
My sister, I know she at home watching this. My fiance back there.
Lions are in.
Bet on me, and I bet on myself, and I'm ready to get to work.
And now you're a Baltimore Raven.
I'm ready.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man, he and Kyle Hamilton. I
The
guess
Lions are in.
Take safety off the board for the Ravens for quite some time,
All right.
right?
They're in good shape.
My goodness.
So who's still? Mike Green's still out there.
Another dog.
For the Lions, that appears to
Nobody's drafted Jihad Campbell yet either, huh?
I'll tell you what.
No Jihadi Campbell. You know what? That could be a Dan Quinn pick.
Yeah, this might be a Maxwell Hairston too, from
when you look at the interior,
or
Think about Jihad Campell. I mean, Bobby Wagner's not playing forever.
You notice that you don't see in the room.
And even like the two of them could probably play on the field at the same time.
Yeah. Mercy Cindy took a defensive tackle of OSU.
With the 28th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Tyleik Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State.
Well, they stay in the Big Ten there and go Tyleik Williams. A little bit earlier than I thought he would go. I thought he would be more in the second round range, but they know what they like, and this is someone who is strong and powerful.
Washington, Buffalo.
You see him press out blocks. He can hold
Washington
that
up.
attack really, really easily. Just a big, strong, powerful guy at 334 pounds. He's going to free up everybody else to rush on third down because of what he does on first and second down against the run. Just can eat up a lot of space.
Gee, who's Washington? Washington.
Of his ability to get on the other side and be a disruptor. As a pass rusher, it's more pure power than anything else. But to me,
Maybe this is working. I think Campbell's either going to go Washington or Buffalo.
By him stopping the run early in the downs.
Yeah, face down impact is what he's going to give you, primarily as a run defender. He lined up as a 3 technique.
God,
the Browns,
they went through
the Browns got
change in the
a
way
first pick next year also?
Mid-year after their loss to Oregon. With that
Damn.
Larry Johnson, their defensive line coach, and Tyler
So they didn't just swap.
No.
was better.
Along with the extra capital from in this year's draft. They also got a first next year?
Yep.
Holy smokes.
He wants to go. He's really good and strong, like I said.
That's fucking
And this
crazy.
fits what they do.
Yep.
Culture fit for Detroit. This is the type of player they want, and they need the help of defensive tackle.
An Ohio team took a Wolverine, and a Michigan team took a Buckeye.
Travis Hunter
3
to the
national champion
Jaguars.
Buckeyes in the last 10 picks.
The Jaguars gave
Four picks in the
a
first
2026 first round pick to move up.
Some people just know they
To
can
move
save
up a
hundreds
few
on car
spots.
insurance by checking Allstate first.
Right.
I don't understand
Like you need
that.
to check your outfit first.
I
Rookie,
don't.
rookie,
meeting your
rookie
girlfriend's
GM,
family.
man. Rookie GM.
So
I can
check
understand.
Allstate
I can
first
understand
for a
if you
quote
want
that
to
can
give
save you
picks
hundreds.
this year.
Verizon Small Business
Just
Days
swap.
are back. Our experts
Yeah, you
A
would
few
think
spots.
than
A
you
few
think.
spots.
Great.
that you would think the second and the third that
Nice
they gave
surprise,
us
huh?
would have been
Ready to
enough.
help. Serving up deals.
They got fleeced
advice,
too.
wherever you are.
Really, I
Even on the
took
job.
advantage of him.
Hey,
Dang.
We're making sure all your tech
Let's take a look.
is good to go.
And now thinking
April
about it a little bit
21st to
more
27th.
also, now the Browns,
Don't wait.
I can
Get
understand
started
why they
today.
didn't go Travis Hunter.
Right.
You know, they got a lot of corners there. But then I still may have done Abdul Carter.
Right.
I mean, they didn't make look. Who did they take again?
Who?
The Browns. At 5.
There's no such thing as kind of
They
amazing.
took offensive lineman.
It either is or it
That's
isn't.
the offensive lineman.
Your pulse rises or stays steady.
They took.
Amazing.
Was it
You
Will
know
Campbell?
it when you feel it.
They take. Might have been Will
Because a car
Campbell.
that doesn't make you feel something
Well, no, Will Campbell with the Patriots.
is a car that stops short.
Kelvin Banks.
Amazing.
I'm sure I'll do this whole
Hey,
thing.
small business owner,
I'll
did
get-
you
I'll
know
get
that
the board.
Vistaprint is offering 50
We'll
business
all
cards
see
for
the
just
board.
$10? All you have to do
The
is
pick
use
is
code
in. Let's
VP10.
go.
I know, it's a crazy good deal. So of course
That's
I did
the
it. I've been
commercial.
ordering my business cards from Vistaprint for years. Vistaprint made it so easy to upload my artwork, and all I had to do was use one of
And yapping. Yapping.
So Tuesday we'll do which division should we do?
Which division? We'll probably stick on this draft, post reaction draft.
Okay. And then Thursday we have
Thursday's the dynasty guy.
Dynasty Pulse, Joe Portman. Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna who's coming up with the line of questioning.
I am. I'm gonna start working on that. Then
You
send
could
it to
share
you,
a sheet. You could share a sheet with me. Yeah.
Right, I know.
That way I could work on it with you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right. Commanders! You know, our President Trump wants to
I know.
wants them to change the name back to
I
Redskins.
know.
I want them to change the name back to Redskins also, but I've been wanting that even before he said it.
Yeah.
I don't really consider it a slight. I don't. I just don't. I consider it them honoring American Indians. That's the way.
Well,
I
and
look at
the American Indians say the same thing too.
it. I mean, I get.
All right, they're shaking hands.
Tackle out of order. Oregon. No.
A tackle?
I don't think this guy wasn't really being mocked in the first.
Who? I didn't see.
Josh Connolly.
Okay, Oregon. He was bumped in the first. Yeah, he thought there was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was
he? Thought there was.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't see him much in the first.
At the very beginning of the draft season, he was mocked in the first. God.
Shador, Lance Zerline's mock draft 3.0. Shadori, pick 21.
Yeah.
Pick 21 to the Steelers.
Buffalo is salivating right now with all the freaking defensive players they could pick from.
He nailed pick 23 to the Packers. Matthew Golden nailed that one. The Rams, he has Jahad Campbell going to the Rams. He wasn't anticipating a trade.
Nope.
He has Trayvon Henderson going here to the Commanders. Nope. Jackson Dart going here to the Saints on a trade. Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, I get it. Mock draft is just guessing, predicting.
Yep.
Don't really know what the hell's going on in these war rooms or what these teams are, how these teams are evaluating, ranking, grading.
Oh, man.
You know, I think Brian Gutekunst said that they have a trade value chart just on analytics alone. So just taking the analytics out of everything else, and then a trade value chart just based on analytics. And then I guess that would imply that he has, or they have a trade value chart for everything else, or for other things like other shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, we don't know these teams. No one here is inside of these buildings.
Look at these names right here. Damn. I mean, just defensive names.
It's a defensive draft, right? It's a lot of defense.
I don't know if they take. Well, I think they might take Jihad Johnson or Mike Green. Mercy.
Jihadi, the baddest man in football.
He's gonna land.
Coming up.
He's gonna end up on the freaking Eagles. Yeah. All right, hurry up with these 3 picks.
Look at that draft room. Now that's a draft room.
Yeah, no shit, Soto. Just watch him take a running back.
Look, they could draft another running back. They'll just have 6 on the roster.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right, come on. I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be Mike Green. They lost Von Miller. They're not lost him, but they didn't re-sign him. They need help getting to the quarterback. All right. What are they saying?
We know that their offense isn't the problem.
No.
We know that. What are they saying? They're not saying anything.
Back, put Patrick Mahomes on the back. You know, so to me, I
I think
don't know
they
if
picked
there's
Luther
enough
Burden
edge
right here.
There's not enough defensive linemen that you can take here. The problem is
They're just hell bent on getting Lex Luthor into the first round.
No, I'm just saying. I'm being smart about that.
Marshall. He led the country.
He's not it, Rhino. I'm telling you, he's not it.
Okay.
College. That would be interesting.
He's not it.
Just to put a number on it, they were 20.
Sound like some people I know on Twitter.
Yeah. He's gonna get drafted. We know this. He's gonna have an opportunity to
be exact,
to excel. He's gonna have an opportunity to make something of himself. But
played wide receiver at the same time. We're talking about Johnny Barron, who went 20th overall to the Denver Broncos to be paired up with the reigning defensive player of the year.
Yeah, at 46, Rams can get Jack Beck.
Do me a favor. Come out as a wide receiver and do a press conference, change outfits, come out as a corner and do another one.
I love it. So here comes the commissioner with the Bills pick and another special guest with him.
Is that Steve Tasker? No.
The Chiefs are on the clock right now, and we're about to hear the Bills selection here in Green Bay.
The NFL is stepping up to have an even greater impact as a wish maker for Make-A-Wish. For the second time tonight, we have the opportunity to grant a wish for a deserving young man to announce the first pick for his favorite team. Tommy.
Keep it up. I love it, Tommy.
be nice if these
Tommy is
if those that are announcing if the draft pick was actually there.
Yeah.
He's a huge Buffalo Bills fan, and he's here
Well,
with
no
me
shit. That's why he's
to make the
announcing for the
announcement
Bills.
for his beloved Bills. Go ahead, Tommy.
Here we go.
That's a good pick, Harrison.
Let's go, Buffalo.
That's for Harrison. Yeah. Good pick. Good pick.
With the 30th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Maxwell Harrison. Let's go.
Good pick. Yeah, solid.
The aforementioned Mad Max.
Oh, he is there.
Kentucky. He's in the green room. We're gonna
Very
see
nice.
shortly.
Very nice.
Before you guys jump into
Get in there, Maxwell.
to Western New York.
Get to hug your fan.
The two Super Bowl
A
teams.
4.28 40-yard dash.
And Howie Roseman, currently in Philadelphia, just made a deal.
Is he fast?
That's that. 4.28. Yeah.
Kansas City to move up
It's pretty fucking fast.
That's pretty fast. Yeah.
So that means Kansas City is the final trade partner for anybody who wants to hop into the first round and choose somebody. That is now how you see back.
You just said Kansas City trades with Philadelphia.
Logo and
Oh, they did. Oh, shit. That's 4 trade.
The floor on the Kentucky Wildcat.
Well, first of all, this is a defense.
Do they?
29th and 30th
Yeah.
defense last year.
These
It
teams
just
aren't
showed
trading.
up on the screen too. Yeah.
Those teams are trading with each other.
Yeah. What the?
On that mesh play in the playoffs with Mahomes.
No question. And he's someone who, to your point, Charles.
Uncle Howie's at it.
We've seen him.
Yeah.
Uncle Howie's at it again, baby.
Run with his speed, and he's feisty for his size. So
Who they need that bad? Where they think Kansas City's going to get him?
Yeah, no kidding.
Right?
About all the different guys you go up against.
Who?
The Bills just drafted this year's fastest guy at the combine.
Uncle Howie's just drafting depth.
Would be
He's drafting depth.
worthy in future
He's going to
games.
take an offensive tackle away from the Chiefs. Watch.
No.
Mike Green.
How fast and
Mike
explosive
Green
he
or
is. You
Deion
put it on
Campbell?
cruise control on the way to the end zone. He
Or
gets himself in
safety.
a bad position, not a problem. I can
No, they don't
recover.
need
That's
secondary
fine.
help,
He's
do
going
they?
up against who we know he
Can't
can really
remember.
run. That was no issue.
Bond ran sub 4.4.
To recover there. The big year in 23 we referenced. If he had that year this year, we're talking about somebody with the top 10.
Well, they need
top
edge
15
because
pick, and
they
it's
lost
tough as a
Josh
blitzer.
Sweat.
The
So
tackling
maybe it
wasn't
might
as good
maybe
this
only
year.
Mike Green.
That was the result of the shoulder. I'm not worried about that.
And a heck
Yeah,
of a
I
person like
think so
Keon
too,
Coleman
so.
last year. Mad Max this year. Getting some personalities in Western New York.
Well, I think we're about to see it on display. Jamie Erdahl.
Maxwell, you have hugged every single prospect that has been called before you tonight. Now it is your moment. How does it feel to trade Kentucky Blue in for Buffalo Blue?
Man, I can't believe this going on right now. I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed, man.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
so
getting
happy
down
that
to
my
the
man
wire
Carl
there
is
with
truly a
that
dream come
first
true. Give all
round. You
thanks to
just
God.
made it, baby.
And your
You
family,
just made
you
it.
love them so much. You are wearing them with your heart and soul tonight. Show us
They
your
with me
jacket.
everywhere. They with me everywhere I go. I love my family, man. My biggest support system.
Congratulations.
Good for him.
And Western New York's going to love you.
Let's get to work, Buffalo.
Congratulations to Maxwell Hairston. So the 164th overall pick that
Uncle
belonged to
Howie!
Philadelphia now belongs to Kansas City. And the Eagles just made the pick that they coughed up the Buck 64th overall pick to go.
Yeah, I think
select.
Sam's would get. I think Sam's would go 33 too, Mercy.
Super Bowl champs. And the Chiefs are on the clock right now. We'll find out how the first round wraps up when we
Look at they're so excited about this pick.
Grandpa earned it for my family.
Mom earned it for me.
USAA
Shadori.
membership is for those who serve and can
Shadori
be shared
at
with their
33.
spouses, then kids,
Well, I mean,
and their
they lead
kids
off
for
tomorrow
generations
night.
to come. Start your family's legacy. USAA.
If
See
they don't
you
have
can
a
become member
problem
today.
with his arm
We've seen her before, but never
in Lake
Elizabeth.
Erie weather, by all means, they'll take
Because when
Shador
she
Sanders.
goes on
They need a
tour,
quarterback.
you need to go too.
We have the first
That's
three
what the
picks
world's
in
biggest
second
airline
round.
can do for you.
Because as you know, Kenny Pickett ain't the guy.
Down to this.
No.
More,
The Energizer Bunny gets
you,
the snap.
you have a better shot with Joe Flacco than you do Kenny Pickett.
They have two picks.
Nothing
Then
outlasts
the first three
Energizer
picks
Ultimate
in the second
Lithium
round now.
AA.
That's,
Check out the new whip.
so they could go quarterback and
Fully
go
custom.
get David
Bud
Johnson
Lights
or
will fit
Jim
that.
Henderson
How many
or
Bud Lights does it take?
A lot of Bud Lights. Give me one of those.
Lowe's knows when you own a home or run a business,
He is.
the things you need
He
add up.
definitely is. He's a Super Bowl
fast.
winning quarterback.
When you're a member at Lowe's, your earnings add up fast too with a free My Lowe's Rewards membership. Whether you're doing upkeep or upgrades, start earning points toward My Lowe's Money. Get member-only deals and free shipping. Free? Yes, free. Join for free and get more with Lowe's.
all right. Next commercial.
Shit.
All right, come on.
Just back is sore. Let's go! Ice. Hard. Ice works fast. Heat makes it last. Icy hot. You're so back.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared.
Mm.
But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3
My,
years,
Miles wants to know
that's
what they
what I'm
were,
talking about.
what they had in store, what the plan was.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Maybe you hear me now?
They gave him the grand plan.
I don't think they had any idea that they'd be trading up and
Paying
getting
your rent should count for something.
another second, a third, and the next year's first. Though, you know.
With rent rewards from Rocket Mortgage, your rent counts towards buying a home.
I'm about
Helping
sick of
turn
the
more
problem now.
renters into owners.
Your Rocket
Get
Mortgage
started
petite.
at rocket.com.
Yeah.
Why do 80% of NFL players choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Because the higher my sleep IQ score, the better I play. But that's not the only reason.
He likes his side
I wish that
firm.
was my
I like
sleep
my side
IQ.
soft.
Sleep Number does that. Effortless comfort all night. So sleeping on a smart bed is why you can play like this?
Yeah, because I also like to sleep cool.
And I like to sleep even cooler.
And I really like it when we both get what we want.
Sleep Number does that.
I like Shadori.
All right, come on.
How did we get stuck here?
All right, so my gosh, there's an Alabama player on the board in the front seven with a 12th overall pick grade.
12th overall pick grade.
Yeah.
That's why he did it.
Yeah.
Every year. I told you I don't make the rules, Rich. I don't make the rules.
I guess they maybe thought that freaking KC would jump up and get him, but
He was like to hell with this.
Yeah.
I want him now.
Into the Eagles' lap.
But this time they made a move. They made one spot. Didn't they do the same thing for Jalen Carter? Just kind of go like one or two spots and go get the guy they want.
And Nolan Smith fell to him, and
Because who knows? They're probably picking in the same spot next tomorrow. They have to do this now.
Round, and Philadelphia just okay.
You're not gonna
One
wait.
or two moves were there.
We'll take him. Yeah, I mean,
Once he got in the range, he made the quick move.
It's Jihadi.
Obi-Wan Roseman.
Let's go.
These are not the picks you're looking for. And then, I mean, again,
The rich just get richer.
But that makes sense.
Right?
The Chiefs just picked.
The rich get
So
richer.
The first round is over.
Yep, taking
Cleveland is
Campbell.
officially sitting on the clock for tomorrow night. So, which means Shedeur
Freaking
Sanders will be a second round.
Tremendous freaking linebacker off the ball. Linebacker. A little bit of a Micah Parsons kind of feel to him. Just a stud.
The Kansas City Chiefs have traded the 31st pick
like
to
the
the
most-
Philadelphia Eagles.
Most
With the
dangerous
31st
player
pick
in the
of
league right now.
2025
Yeah.
The
NFL
most
draft,
dangerous player in the league is
the
Jihad
Philadelphia
Campbell.
Eagles select
Why?
Jihad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama.
And so congrats.
Why, you ask?
A long night in the green room and
Because of
for
his
him
name.
being, in
Why?
Philly green. And
Because of his
I mean,
name.
the guy who's 12th on your draft board has just been selected by the defending Super Bowl champs 31st overall. Rich,
Gee.
yes, sir.
Speaking of Obi-Wan down here, our lead draft expert, Daniel Jeremiah, writes in his mock draft at 32. Remember, they moved to 31, Philadelphia.
He had a 12th overall grade.
The best Alabama Georgia
That's
player
why Howie
falls
did it.
into their lap.
He's
Campbell's
like, to
number
hell with
12 player
this.
in the draft, so he'd be a tremendous value at the end of round one. If not for the
Tremendous
shoulder surgery he's
value.
recovering from, he'd be a lock to go much higher. Daniel Jeremiah prior to the draft.
Nostra Jeremiah.
Did it again. Why is the best in the biz?
It's crazy.
Why is the best in the biz?
Shoulder looks pretty healthy to me. Where he just slapped that sign.
It feels a lot better right now.
Man. He's going to the defending Super Bowl champs.
He can play off the ball. He can play on the ball.
And remember, Nakobe Dean is going to be recovering from knee surgery that will happen.
Let's go!
This guy is going to take a little longer.
Good player, guys.
Oh, we got the Chiefs, right?
Chiefs, finally.
Guys who can both rush if you want them to.
Vic Fangio somewhere rubbing his hands together gleefully.
He's like, all
you,
right.
you guys remember last year I said Vaughn inside. That works. This guy's an all-pro.
Wow. All right, Daniel, tell the Eagles what they won.
Well, Edgerrin Cooper, if you saw what he did last year with these Green Bay
All right,
Packers,
so
with
Kansas
that
City, I'm going to say
speed
Josh
and range that
Pittman.
he had, as well as someone, if you want him to, who can rush the quarterback. Jihad Campbell was an edge rusher in high school.
Or the
who
tackle
moved
from,
off the ball because they had
Minnesota.
2 first-round edge rushers off the edge, and Turner and
It's
Campbell.
not
They
going
just
to
had
make
to
too
get him
much
on
of
the
a
field. But this guy,
difference.
when he hits the
They've
go button,
always
he
pick in
fly.
around this
You see it here
this
on
part
the
of the
late
draft
blitz.
for like the
Here he
last
is coming
4 or
off at
5
the edge.
years.
Now look, he's going to need to add some more polish as a rusher.
They do
With
their
his athleticism,
they
his
do their
speed,
dirty
his ability
work
to bend. I think there's
on
tremendous
day 2 and
upside
day
with him
3.
there, and again,
Yeah.
has that high school
I kind of feel like
background.
they don't
a
like
lot of
how much they really hit on
versatility
first round
to the table,
picks.
and joining
They've
an
hit pretty good
incredibly
for
young
first round
and
picks.
talented front 7 for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm just reminded, like, modern day
They hit
defense,
pretty
guys,
damn
you've
good,
gotta
man.
have versatile hybrid players, and
I mean, besides
how many edge
Mahomes.
players are we talking about? It started with Abdul Carter. He's got an
Besides
off-ball
Mahomes.
background. He's got
Oh,
an
you talking about
on-ball
Kansas City?
background. These
Yeah.
guys need to be able to
They've
do
had
everything
issues.
because offenses are going to
Which, by the way, is probably one of the most important ones to hit on.
of those
Right.
single
Is
personnel
the
groups.
most important one
And
to
so
hit
you've
on.
got to be a hybrid player. You're going to be on the field
But like when you're drafting
first, second, and third down.
a wide receiver
Here's how badly
at pick,
Eagles general manager Howie
at pick
Roseman wanted
18,
Jihad
19,
Campbell.
like Matthew Golden, it's not
at
like
22.
I don't know what kind of percentage you put on whether he's actual success or not. It's a good pick. We think it's a good pick.
Again at 24. Now get Campbell at 31.
So he was targeting.
But I don't
him,
know
and
if
then
that's
they
such
just
a. I don't know
didn't
how
have to
high
move
of
up too
success
far. All
rate
they
that
did was
is
get a
compared to like
fifth-round
going in like
pickup,
the top 10.
Kansas City
Yeah.
didn't have a 5th-round pick. Now they do, and they're about to make their pick right here. And
Then God, how many
we're about
Amon
to
Ross St.
meet
Browns
Jihad
do you think come
Campbell
out
on
of the
the
4th
stage
round?
with
Not a
our
lot.
friend
How many
Jamie.
Puka Nakuas?
How many Puka Nakuas? Not a lot. Not a
How
lot.
many Antonio Browns before he went psycho came out in the 6th round?
Nothing will be possible, without the Most High. You feel what I'm saying? And my family and my friends and
The writing was on the wall then.
and just paving the
Yeah.
way for me and
There's a reason why you fell that far.
journey.
Yeah.
So, shout out to everybody back at home, man. I'm coming back home.
Philly, y'all know what's up. We got to turn up. We got to get
Mike Tomlin just managed it.
Freaking Super Bowl next
Managed
year,
it very
Let's
well.
own.
Never give up the microphone unless you're TV into a draft pick that's going to a Super Bowl champion. What was it like to receive that phone call from a general manager that constructs a championship
The
roster?
pick is in.
It's a real feeling, just
Again, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank everybody for coming out for day one, round one,
just leading it to this
of the
point.
2025
I'm
NFL
just extremely
Draft.
grateful and I'm honored.
And you
Thank
have a
you for
future
coming
in
in,
television when you're done
FantasyGoats.
playing. Congratulations.
NFL Draft show.
All right, let's do the pick. Give me
Chiefs
the
are
pick.
in.
Sign him up. The kid from Camden County in New Jersey is going to be playing just down the turnpike and across the bridge in Philadelphia. And now we're
Who's
going to
like
get the final
pick? Show me the pick.
First round. It is from
Told you to be
Kansas
crazy
City
first
Chiefs.
round.
And they had
said
to
it.
know, right? It was going to be for Jihad Campbell that they were
Come
confident
on.
pick, so they were
I
coming
don't
that
know
big
if it was
of a
that
streak.
crazy to me.
Who are they
I don't
happy
know
to
if it was
just
that
move down one
crazy.
spot
Okay,
and
so
collect
KC
the
took
round
Simmons,
pool?
like I said. Josh
to me,
Simmons, okay.
you look at a tight end and Mason Taylor, who's out there. That could be your eventual replacement for Kelsey.
How about that?
Yeah, he's a
I
stud.
also think I've thought about the bat philosophy, just best available tackle.
Yes, I mean, they
Yeah.
maybe thought he might be a
Just
top
because they
15
got
pick.
Jalen Moore.
Ohio
Are they
State.
out of that business?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here's the final.
Yeah, this makes sense. This makes a whole lot of sense.
32nd pick in the 2025 NFL
They need.
Draft. The
They got
Kansas City
destroyed.
Chiefs select Josh Simmons, tackle, Ohio State.
There you go. Josh Simmons from the Ohio State. Doesn't have to
Lord,
change color scheme very much. He's going to Kansas City to protect Patrick Mahomes, sir.
We have two guys here at the bottom of the round.
That
who
makes
didn't have a
sense.
healthy
All right,
process.
all right.
I
We,
think you look at Josh
guys,
Simmons,
again, I
he
want to
was
thank you very
healthy on
much.
the
We will
field.
see you
He
tomorrow
was
night.
outstanding. A
Jazzy,
fluid mover.
keep in touch. Let us know.
Right.
Rhino, great
All
stuff.
right, brother.
He started out
Peace.
at San Diego
Solo
State,
Goat
San Diego
tomorrow.
kid. Began at San
See
Diego
you.
State, then transferred to Ohio
Great
State.
round
Man,
one.
he stepped right in at left tackle, and you can see his feet.